Good morning to you all. We all have gathered here to celebrate the 9th annual day of the formation of JKR Astro Research Foundation. We are in the midst of a festival season, having celebrated Navaratri and Vijayadashmi, and then looking forward to celebrating Deepavali, which is only a week away. Every celebration is complete only when it is associated with our friends and well-wishers. So in this regard, we are very happy to have some of our well-wishers and friends with us today. So let me welcome on behalf of JKR Astro Research Foundation, Mr. B.V.K. Shastri, Dr. B.V.K. Shastri, Chancellor of Yoga Sanskritam University, Florida, USA. Thank you very much, sir, for taking time off to be with us today. Then, I am happy to invite Dr. Kashyap Prabhakar, CEO of Indian Forum of Yoga Sanskritam University, Florida, USA. Thank you again, sir, for your presence here. We also have some visitors from abroad. Let us invite Sri Dr. Vatanna from Thailand. Thank you, sir, for taking time out to be with us today. Then I have the pleasure inviting our own trustee, Dr. Vijayalakshmi Madam, along with her daughter and other family members. Thank you, sir. Thank you, madam. Now, when we are talking about annual day, the first question is, why are we celebrating this annual day? The annual day is very important in any organization because that is the time for us to review what we have been doing, to do a social audit, to find out how far we have reached in our missions. Go. Social audit is important in anybody's organization. It helps us to review what we have done and then also plan for what we are looking ahead in future also. It's also nice to look at the background of our organization, how we came about to do what we are presently doing. So I would like to take you back in time to the year 1994, when our Puja Guruji, Sri Raghavachari, decided to spend the last days of his life along with his son, Sri Raja. The main reason why he chose to come here is, possibly in my opinion, is to bequeath his enormous legacy that he had gathered over a period of 5 long decades doing intense research in stellar astrology. He wanted to pass on all that information and knowledge to his son, who had shown some interest in astrology, unlike other sons and friends and brothers to whom he was expecting to bequeath that legacy. Why did he choose Sri Raja in his life? With this thought in mind, he was looking for somebody who was suitable to receive his knowledge and then give it strength and then distribute it to all the people without looking for gain or monetary benefits. Mr. Raja suited him very admirably because he also had a bent of mind towards astrology. The reason he suggested for his coming to Hyderabad and spending his time was that he wanted to write a book. The book that we all have with us called Practical Stellar Astrology book. It was only an excuse, as I said, because he wanted to use that opportunity to transfer the knowledge to his son. As the book took shape, page by page, he continued to dictate and his diligent son continued to take notes and then put it away in a typewriter. By the end of 1994, the book was complete and the knowledge transfer also was complete as far as Guruji was concerned. The book was sent for printing, but unfortunately Guruji did not live to see the book in the printed form. It was printed posthumously. Raja had received a clear message from his father during his interaction while writing the book that his father wanted him to take over the responsibility of holding on to the knowledge that he had gathered and then spread it among the masses. But he was not ready for that job yet because he said he wanted to prepare himself for the arduous task ahead of him. So he decided to study astrology in all its aspects. He went to different teachers and learned different methods of astrology and prediction techniques. He traveled all over the country meeting Siddha Purushas and other enlightened men to receive more information about Naadi Shastra. By the time 2011 came, he was fully ready, having absorbed all the knowledge and also practiced it very successfully, making a name for himself in the astrology domain. He believed that unless one established one's credibility as a good astrologer, there was no point in teaching astrology. Now, having accomplished that particular task, he wanted to put an organization together. For that, he invited 4 like-minded people together to form a trust. The trust was called JKR Research Foundation. Now, with the trust in place, and he chose 2 of his long-time companions, Dr. Amrita Krishnan and Dr. Katyayani Madam, who had studied astrology along with him under the same teachers. So with these 3 people combining together, they had a very good faculty to start teaching assignments. In the September 2011, the first batch was announced, and he called that batch Ashwini. As you know, Ashwini is the name of the first constellation in our zodiac, and the lord of Ashwini is Ketu. And Ketu is a representative of Vinayaka, Sri Lord Ganesha. Among Tamil people, there is a belief that whenever you are starting an important assignment or a new task, you should start with the Pilayar Shudi, as we call it. I mean, by calling the first batch as Ashwini and then invoking the blessings of Lord Ganesha, we had fulfilled this particular tradition. And the first batch enrollment was not very encouraging. There were only 11 students who had come forward to learn astrology from this particular institute. I was one of the first people to enroll. Yeah. From 2011 to 2020 is a long, success story. How it is a success story? If in 2011 we had an enrollment of only 11 students, in 2020, in the month of October, when we started our Urabhadrapada batch, the enrollment was 75 plus. From the increase in the number of students intake every year, and there was also an increase in the faculty number also. From the original 3 people, we are now 10 people strong, and all of them highly experienced and with a high level of commitment to the task that they have taken up. Only having good faculty doesn't complete an educational institution. We also needed quality material to be delivered to the students. For that, Dr. Raja and some of the faculty members put together their mind and then came out with a series of books. A book on Jiva Sarira by Dr. Raja was the starting point. Then soon a book on Kalam Saguna, Nakshatra Digbala, Nakshatra Prashnam, and reflection theory on planetary aspects, and book on Gunas were all introduced one by one. All these books formed a part of our curriculum, and then the faculty enjoyed teaching on good books, with good material, with good illustration charts, etc. So we continue to grow from strength to strength in terms of delivering knowledge. Soon we found out that Dr. B.V.K. Shastri Garu had started an university in the United States under the name Yoga Samskaram University, registered in Florida State, United States of America. Dr. Raja got in touch with Dr. Shastri, and together they formed an affiliation arrangement for JKR Research to offer MA degree and PhD degree based on the rules and regulations of Yoga Samskaram University. And this was a turning point in the history of JKR Research Foundation, because from the small town, a small educational institution, we could easily convert ourselves as an affiliated member of a bigger university, internationally recognized. Through this arrangement, we have been able to provide an opportunity for students in Hyderabad to appear for MA degree and also pursue their studies to get a PhD. So far, more than 70 scholars have obtained PhD through this university application arrangement, and also more than 200 students have gained MA degree. I talked about books written by our faculty members. These books have been written in English language. We soon found out that many of our students were more comfortable in using books in vernacular languages. So we had a job of converting these books written originally in English into the regional languages. We found out right people like Dr. Shantama, who is going to speak to you very shortly, and then Dr. Vijayalakshmi. Both of them put their minds together and then came out with the books in Telugu and Tamil medium. So we solved the course material problem with these books. Then we were hit by this coronavirus, and then we were at a loss to find out how we were going to continue teaching astrology in a changed country. But we found that our students and faculty were quite capable of taking up the challenge, learning the various modern tricks of using technological tools to deliver lectures online. So last 8 months or so, we have been doing Sunday classes on the cyberspace. On looking back, we found out that the growth of intake from number 11 to 75 plus was no doubt an impressive achievement, but we were not satisfied with that. We thought with the available technological tools, we can reach a lot more people. So we have decided to launch a distance education program leading to MA degree and also PhD degree in the course of time. An announcement to this effect was made this October by Dr. Sri Raja. Now, this is our growth story. In this story, a very important part is being played by Yoga Sanskrit University, to whom we are extremely grateful. Dr. B.V.K. Shastri, Chancellor of Yoga Sanskrit University, always refers to the students as yogis. The meaning of yogi, as per him, is based on what Lord Krishna had told Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita. But I am a simple man. For me, the word yoga stands for connection. I would like JKR Astro Research Foundation to be eternally connected to astrology and with the express purpose of transferring knowledge to anybody who is interested in learning it. With that, I express my thanks to the organization authority for giving me this opportunity to speak. Thank you so much.
आर्यतूर्णं स्तंभे स्वदारक्षमणन्तलभ्यं लक्ष्मीनरसिंहं शरणं प्रपद्ये उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखं नृसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्युं नमाम्यहं माता नरसिंहः पिता नरसिंहः भ्राता नरसिंहः सखा नरसिंहः विद्या नरसिंहः द्रविणं नरसिंहः स्वामी नरसिंहः सकलं नरसिंहः इदो नरसिंहः परतो नरसिंहः यदो यदो याहि तदो नरसिंहः नरसिंहदेवात् परो न कचित् तस्मान् नरसिंहशरणं प्रपद्ये। ओम श्री वीरराघवाय नमः। प्रणाम टू गुरुजी श्री NV Raghavachari garu. Pranam to Guruji Sri PVK Punyashwara garu. Today being a very, very auspicious occasion for those who are interested in learning Nakshatra Siddhantha, preached, guided, given to us by my father, and Guruji Sri N.V. Raghavachari, Meenatu. With the sole mission of preaching Nakshatra Siddhantha, which was being further developed from Dhruva Naadi, Sugar Perunadi, Buddha Naadi, and Meena Naadi by our Guruji Sri Raghavachari. Guruji Sri Raghavachariji's Practical Stellar Astrology, which is the first book being given to us, is the Bhagavad Gita and Nakshatra Siddhanta, that is Raghavachari. That's only in JKR Astro Research Foundation we are teaching and preaching. Today, let us start my small message to you with invoking Chindalakalai Ramurthy Swamigal and also Kapana Karurar Boganadar Karunayullagattiyar Chattainadar Muppana Konganarum Brahmachittar Mukyamai Machamuni Nanditevar Kopana Korakar Patanjaliyar Kurmayulla Idai Chandikeshar Vapana Vadatirku Adiyana Vasamuni Kamalamuni Kaputani. With the blessings of Siddha, with the blessings of many people, today JKR Astro Research Foundation is entering into the 9th year. Yes, we have walked slowly from 2011 onwards. You all know I am in this astrology from 1993. Still, it took long years for me to start and preach Guruji Siddhanta in 2011. Even though Guruji has handed over many top secrets to me in 1994 itself. But unless otherwise, we have the divine blessings and Siddha's blessings. We cannot preach and teach. That's the point always we should understand. The occasions today, JKR today, is there with you, standing in front of you, not because of Raja. It is because of the trustees of JKR Astro Research Foundation and the dedicated faculty of JKR. Over and above the students, you are all watching, viewing, studying. As Dr. Raghunathan sir was telling in his introduction message, the Aswini batch, how we have started. Excellent message what he told. He compiled almost 1994 to 2011 and 2011 to till. He has compiled very nicely and he has given to us. Being a principal, he has given a wonderful message to us. As he was telling, we started with only 11 students. But today, on online, on every Sunday, when we were having the class at Uma Montessori School, more than 300 people, literally they used to come to the classes and learn. Today, being online, more than 450 people are learning astrology throughout India and also from abroad. They are learning. And the latest Purva Bhadrapada batch, which has registered more than 80 students, just about few months back what we have started, Sadhabisha batch, which has registered with 115 students. So the interest on Nakshatra Siddhanta is ever growing. For this, I should specifically thank Dr. Ananda Prabhu. Dr. Ananda Prabhu, who has given us the place first. In 2011, he has given the place for us, where we started our first year batches. Then subsequently, 4 years we were there. From the 5th year onwards, we moved to Uma Montessori High School, where more students started coming in. The space constraint, we moved to a little bigger premises. So the encouragement first given on this 9th annual occasion, I should remember Dr. Ananda Prabhu. I know his father, Paramaguru Hanuman Kesariji, where I had a very great interaction with him also. So with the great philanthropist only, we can easily run a charitable show. You all know JKR Astro Research Foundation is a charitable, teaching astrology free of cost. The faculties like Dr. Raghunathan, Dr. Shiva Sharma, Dr. Sastri, Dr. Patnaik, Dr. Sharwan Kumar, Dr. Prem Raj, and Dr. Hemalata, Dr. Katyayani, Dr. Haimavati, Dr. Sharada, and Dr. Satyasri. They're so dedicated. They dedicated a lot. They share their knowledge with you all. The sharing of the knowledge is not called secret. So who are we to tell the secret? Secrets are not with us. Secrets are existing in the universe. If you are fine-tuned, you get the secrets. How Guruji got the secrets and transferred to us. Still I got many secrets. But when to divulge, they should tell. May divulge, may not divulge. But as per the instructions of Siddhas, things will happen. That is why Guruji beautifully he has written Meenatu, Naadi, Shastra, secrets, what we are all just learning. In the process of JKR, I should specifically thank Dr. B.V.K. Sastri, the Chancellor, Yoga Samskritam University, where we have the tie-up in 2014. And today, we are very bonded, where our Raghunathans are telling yoga, yogini, yoga. So, the yoga, the yuga, the combination, what we have got with Yoga Samskritam University is something great. So, I specifically thank Dr. B.V.K. Sastri sir, was with us, is with us. We are growing and walking towards a spiritual astrological path. In this process, Dr. Kashyap Prabhakar was the Chief Executive Officer of that Yoga Samskritam University. He's really a very excellent and nice person who is also helping us, associating, guiding from the university side for JKR Astro Research Foundation to go forward. Not only teaching Meenatu Naadi system, where we have got MA distance mode of Vedanga Jyotisha, and also specifically Meenatu Naadi system, which we are doing it from 2014 onwards. And the latest what we have started on MA Vedanga Jyotisha online, which is be on Vedic totally with syllabus, prospectus will be shortly out on. And PhD, JISA, PhD association is there. We have got Yoga Samskritam University, JKR, Scholars Association, where today on this latest batch of 2022, we have got 17 students have joined. And 19 and 21, more than 22 students are going to get PhD. At that time, our Yoga Samskritam University is going to celebrate 10th year decennial function. Similar time, our JKR also is going to celebrate 10th year celebration. In this, I specifically thank our trustees, Dr. Amma, Madam from Barur, Tamil Nadu, and Paras Jain, and Dr. Satyasri. Those were all shouldered me right from 2011. The great support, definitely JKR has to thank these trustees for their wonderful support. As I was just telling you, entire system will change. Entire JKR trustees are going to change when after celebrating the 10th year, where I am going to induct a new blood into that, whereby they will take a greater heights. Our JKR, I am very, very confident on that. So in this process, there are many speakers here. For them also, my special thanks. Just a phone call They all given a wonderful talk for 2 days you are going to have. Specifically, the speakers are the main pillars. Similarly, our JKR trustees, JKR faculties are the main pillars. Our Meena to Naadi system has got 4 main pillars and 2 sub-pillars. The pillars of JKR are the faculties. It's not Raja. I trust they will do still better job and services, whereby the divine blessings to entire faculties. The divine blessings is sufficient, where you can overcome many difficulties in your life. Let it be materialistically healthy, health-wise, anything. Definitely divine blessings are important. On this occasion, I would like to honor here today our Dr. Sastri sir, Dr. Sharavan, Dr. Haimavati, Dr. Satyasri, Dr. Hemlata, Dr. Sharada are present here. So I would like to honor them in front of you with a shawl and a title for them. So I request Dr. Sastri sir. Huh? And the rest of the tomorrow also other faculties will be coming 2 days function. Shali Naina. Shal. ఇక్కడ వస్తారా శాస్త్రి గారు? ఇక్కడ కనపడుతున్నారా? ఈ శాస్త్రి గారు ఓకే ఉండండి. Let Guruji's blessings be there with you, sir. Good luck. Best wishes. On this occasion of 9th annual celebration, we are awarding and honoring Dr. J.S. Sastri sir with Daivagnya Vallabha. Haima, Dr. Haimavati. This is our faculty. And last year in the convocation, we have written a wonderful book. And many more books are waiting from your hands. Let Guruji's blessings be there with you. Good luck. Dr. Satyasri. Jai Sri Ram. Dr. Satyasri Raja, she has just come exclusively for this function from Mumbai, and she has also written Nakshatra Dikbala last year, and I wish you should write many more books and give wonderful talk on Meena to Naadi system. Okay? You can see her speech also as being the first speaker. We are giving a title, Daivagnya Vallabha. Good luck to you. Best wishes. Sarada. Hemlata Randi. Please, Hemlata, come. Hemlata Randi. Come, Sarada Devi, Randi. Sarada Garu, she is also a faculty with us. And is a PhD guide also. And for her also on this occasion, Daivagnya Vallabha, the 9th year, because every year we honor our faculties. This year also we are not missing and we are honoring it. Thank you very much, madam. Continue your services. Hemlata madam. Sarwan Kumar. Dr. Sarwan Kumar is the secretary of our JKR Astrology Foundation, and anything you can ask him, he will support you with a pleasing smile. He will definitely help. Dr. Sarwan Kumar, Daivagnya Vallabha title, do great service to Meena to Naadi system, bring name to Guruji. Jai Sri Ram. Hemlata madam, you all would have listened Raghunathan sir's speech. Raghunathan sir's speech, where I banked on Dr. Hemlata and Dr. Katyayani on the first and second and third batches. And she is there with us now. Today 19th batch is running. Madam is with us. You should continue to do a great service to JKR Astrology Foundation. Daivagnya Vallabha Hemlata Krishnan. Thank you very much, madam. And here on this occasion, I remember Dr. Amma Barur, Tamil Nadu JKR chairman's daughter, Dr. Priyamati Dhanpal. She is going to talk on this JKR first talk, a beautiful talk I listened. I'm going to listen to you also going to listen to the talk on the live talk, live. A wonderful message. She's doing a PhD on marriage matching, identifying couples Nakshatras and Dasabhukti Yantra. On this auspicious occasion, I remember 1993, Vemuri Satyanarayana Garu, he has given me a first title in the presence of P.V.K. Puneshwar Rao, Daivagnya Ratna. I was thinking that time whether I am worth or not, but today, Guruji's blessings, we have got a very big tree, JKR tree. It starts giving fruits like a wonderful Sattvic astrologers. So on this auspicious occasion, Sri Mati Priyamati Dhanapal, a budding astrologer from Barur, Tamil Nadu, where she is going to take care of entire Tamil Nadu with the blessings of Dr. Amma, Barur, Tamil Nadu. For her, I would like to honor her with Daivagnya Ratna on this very auspicious occasion. Daivagnya Ratna, the title, it will come and reach you by courier. And next occasion, now we are virtually doing next occasion. Please come and be with us. Thank you very much. Good luck. Many, many more talks you please give. With this, I would like to thank each and every one contributed materialistically, academically, intellectually, moral, physical support, each and every one. I personally thank for the support. With your support only, today JKR standing on 9th year, and very shortly with Guruji's blessings of next year, we will have a grand gala, big function, culminating the 10th year decennial function of JKR. And be with us and watch. Your wonderful talks are there for you. Your thought-provoking thoughts are there with you. And again, thank all our faculty members. And today, 6 faculty members have come. Tomorrow, another 4 faculty members are come. With this, watch, enjoy the program. Subscribe Meena to online. Learn many things from Meena to Naadi system. And visit www.astrologytraining.com, where we have got our all astrological books. Take it, read, and join in our classes, free classes. Join with us. Good luck with this. Let us start our 9th annual celebration. Ugram Viram Mahavishnum Julantam Sarvatomukam Nrsimham Bhishanam Badram Mirtyum Namamyakam Mata Narasimha Pita Narasimha Brata Narasimha Saka Narasimha Vidya Narasimha Dirvinam Narasimha Swami Narasimha Sakalam Narasimha Ido Narasimha Parato Narasimha Yado Yado Yahitado Narasimha Narasimha Devat Paron Kashitasman Narasimha Sharanam Prabhati. Jai Minatu, Jai Sri Ram.
Thank you very much, sir, for the inaugural proceedings. As we all know, our JKR Astro Research Foundation is affiliated to the prestigious Yoga Sanskritam University, Florida, USA. Dr. B.V.K. Shastri Garu is the Chancellor of Yoga Sanskritam University. He is the Chief Visionary who leads the research and outreach programs internationally with a noble purpose to grow healthy, ethical, cultured and spiritual citizens, the Jyotir Yogis of the next generation, and to rejuvenate and restore the great tradition of Vedanga Jyotisha. A language technologist, he has served the cause of Sanskrit-related digital standards. Dr. Shastri Garu has many publications, conference proceedings, articles, and teaching programs to his credit, and has been rightly honored on many platforms by institutions recognizing excellence of contributions in the field of Sanskrit and yoga. Sir, it is indeed an honor to have you with us today. May I request you to give your blessings to our august gathering.
Namaste, Dr. Raja. I am very happy to do my pranams to
రాదు కదా మనది అక్కడ స్టార్ట్
Pujya
అయిందా
Guruji
థ్యాంక్స్ వెరీ
and
గుడ్ ఓవరా
bring
బాగుందా
the good wishes of
గుడ్
Yoga Samstam University
స్టార్టెడ్
and
కదా
the team
తిరుపతి
on
ప్రసాద్
the
ఇవ్వరు అందరికీ
9th year birthday celebrations
ఎందుకంటే
of
ఇప్పుడే ఇనాగ్రేషన్ అయింది
JKR.
అందరికి పెట్టించేసి
Why do we remember
స్టార్ట్
our masters,
కిషోర్
the Siddha Purushas? Guruji was a great Siddha Purusha.
అది ఆ పాప
He could
హలో
see
కింద
through
కూడా
the
నువ్వు
time.
ఇచ్చేసి కింద వస్తుంది పాప కూడా
Why do we
కిందనే
celebrate?
దే విల్ గో లైక్ దిస్ వన్
What is Siddhi to do with
ఎందుకు అది అన్ని చేసావు
yoga?
నువ్వు సుమ్మా సర్ప్రైజ్ అని చెప్తే పట్టేసాడు అంతేనా ఏంటి
So it is on this line
అది
I
కాదు
want to share
సర్ప్రైజ్ చెప్తానంటే
a
మళ్ళీ
few thoughts
పట్టిస్తానని చెప్పి రగటకు వెళ్ళిపోయి
and
తీసుకొచ్చేసావు
then highlight the importance of celebrating
బయలుదేరి 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 సార్ వస్తుందా సార్
the birthday, a recollection on why
138 ఉంది
a
ఫస్ట్
Siddha
188 ఉండే
Purusha
సార్
came amidst us and why we are celebrating
వెయిటింగ్ ఫర్
his birthday as a
కదా
remembrance. It is not for that great Siddha
థ్యాంక్స్ రా
Purusha. It
ఇది
is
9th year
for
starting with
our benefit that we conduct these
వావ్ సార్ సీనిక
celebrations.
కంప్లీట్ కంప్లీట్
Why do we worship
9th year
Guru?
కంప్లీటెడ్
Why do we do a samskar, a yagna, a puja, a karma prescribed as karma yoga? Gita says, karmanaiva hi samsiddhim labhate. Success is achieved only through performing right action. Karmanaiva hi samsiddhim labhate. And what is the karma that brings the siddhi and the excellence of siddhi? It is karma yoga. Doing the right karma is dependent upon the Atma Shakti, the power, the inheritance, what we have got as our opening balance from our birth, from our previous lives, from our gurus, from our parents, education, and our context. To use this, one must have the right kind of yoga, togetherness, and then yogyata, the competence and the qualification. The guidance of Bhagavad Gita to practice yoga as Tasmat Yogi Bhava. Therefore, for your own reasons, become and be a yogi is anchored to a later verse in Gita where Arjuna asks, Krishna, it's all nice to say practice yoga. What if somewhere I fail, somewhere I don't get 100% excellence during my lifetime? What will happen to me? I am neither here enjoying the world nor successful in yoga because I ended my life before I could achieve the excellence. Kachinno bhaya vibhrashtaha etanme samshayam Krishna. Bhettumarhasi, you are the only person competent to clear my doubt. Bhagavan Sri Krishna says, Partha naiveha namutra vinashastasya vidyate nahi kalyanakrit kaschit durgatim tata gacchati. There is no fear or failure for a yogi who pursues diligently the prescribed path. There could be a delay, but there will be no denial. There is no loss. Na iha, na amutra. Not here, not in the other world. So what is the test that is put for the yoga which leads to siddhi? Kalyana kruta. Kalyanam, mangalam, shubham, bhavikam, bhavyam. We understand kalyana only as marriage. No. Kalyana is total wellness. Swasthya and Saukhya. That is the total wellness. Total wellness is moksha at the end. Total liberation. But during the vyavahara, during the samsara, Kalyana means Shubha Labha, Yoga Kshema, Bhukti Mukti, Sankata Mochan, Dukkhaha. We require Kaushala, we require Samyam. Before Atma Darshanam, before we talk of moksha. This is where the Vedanga Jyotisha comes in as a powerful tool as Jyotir Yoga, by practicing which an individual becomes a Siddha Purusha. What is the test of a Siddha Purusha? He knows the time. He will be called Kalagnani or Kalagna. He knows the time, right moment, Muhurtagna. He knows the fate. He knows the way the future is going to unfold, Daivagna. How do they know about these things? Phalani grahacharena suchayanti manishinaha. Lesser mortals like us need a computer, a software program, a panchang, the ephemeris, to know the planetary positions, DRM, all the calculations. For a Siddha Purusha, their body is the sensitive measuring tool. They can see the change between a Purnima and an Amavasya, a Tithi and the next Tithi, a Karana when it changes. The shift from Lagna, from one Rashi, one Nakshatra Pada to another Nakshatra Pada. This is Siddhi. And how does the Siddhi result? By practice of Ashtanga Yoga, reaching the level of Yoganga Samadhi, and then application of that as a Viniyoga to know the Kala and the Karma. When the Jyotish books, the original text, Varahamihira, Parashara, they prescribed the rules. They were at that level. They said, you cannot see through all this iron curtain of time. We will help you, provide you with working tools. Not only for one day, but for the whole life. And what is this concept of whole life? In the Jataka, we have the moment of birth, which going in one particular direction, it will give the Janma, Tanubhava. And then from the other side, it is also the point of the Mrityu, the 12th Bhava. Whether it is moksha or nirvana depends upon what happens between the first and the 12th houses. And this is what is given in Bhagavad Gita as Iha and Amutra Kalyanam. A person practicing yoga, journeying towards becoming a Siddha Purusha, if he does not get the final goal of moksha, what happens? Prapya punyakrutan lokan ushitva shashvati samaha shuchainam srimadam gehe yoga bhrashto abhijayate. The birth of a person who has got ambient living conditions and learning conditions and practice today is a phala of the yoga bhrashtata. He did not go to moksha. He came back to this world to continue the journey. So he is Siddha Purusha, but he is progressing towards the moksha. This is Prapya Punyakrutan Loka. Is this not what everyone wants? My parents should be rich. My ecosystem should be clean and good. And this will be known by the karma phala nama. And then what kind of a family one would like to be born with? Athava yoginam eva kule bhavati dhimatam. People are born in rich families, but they don't have the education, attitude, temperament to pursue yoga. I have money, let me enjoy. So they will go down further in the path of yoga. This is where the second part comes in. Do I continue my yoga from my previous births in this life also? Will I train my good shishyas in this life so that I can be liberated? That requires yoginameva kule bhavati dhimatam. The parents are having the treasure house of tradition, which they want to pass on to their children, to their successive generation. Yetadhi durlabhataram loke janma yadidrisham. The parents to be highly knowledgeable, willing to transfer their knowledge to their next generation children, and also have the resources and keeping a good lifestyle is the most desirable stage for a jiva to enter this world and pursue the path of yoga towards moksha. So a person who comes in this model is called a Siddha Purusha. Guruji was a Siddha Purusha. He picked up his next best disciple who is amongst you doing the best of education on Meena Naadi system. And how did this Buddhist yoga interest to educate persons, spread the education come? Why not just practice and make more and more money, get entangled? This is again Gita telling, Tatra, after taking a birth like this, Tatratam buddhisayogam labhate paurvadaihikam chatate cha tato bhuyaha samsiddhau kurunandana. They will not fritter away the advantage of the previous births and the present context to pursue the path shown by Siddha Purusha. Purvabhyasena tenaiva hriyate yavashopi saha. That yoga pushes the person to do the right thing towards the path shown by the Siddha Purusha. I may not like to do it, but I am compelled to do this particular thing. This is Buddhi Sanyoga. And then Purvabhyasa. Jigdasurapi yogasya Shabda Brahmati Vartate. Striving like this, Prayatnad Jatamanastu Yogi Samshuddha Kilvishaha Aneka Janma Samsiddha Tato Yati Parangatim. So if the Siddha Purusha guided, he becomes the inspiration for the JKR and the team and Dr. Raja and all his students. They are being carried forward by the Purvajanma Yoga Abhyasa, which is coming between the first house and the 12th house in the appropriate Dasha Bhuktis. Please recognize that this is a furtherance of the great yoga you practiced in your previous births, Adrushta, Daiva, which has put you in this, and today you are all present to seek the blessings and recollect, re-inspire from the worship of Siddha Purusha Guruji. On behalf of Yoga Samskritam University, which is committed to the cause of Vedanga Jyotisha education, Jyotir Yoga education, to bring responsible and respectable professionals of total wellness, who will bring out the Jyotir Vijnana for the benefit of society. I convey on behalf of our institution and all our team members with pranams to Guruji the best wishes and a long-term success. Namaskar.
Thank you very much, sir, for your inspiring message. Dr. Kashyap Prabhakar is the CEO of the Yoga Samskritam University, Florida, USA, and the founder-president, Scope, Bengaluru. He has, to his credit, the doctoral and professor awards by Open International University for Complementary Medicines, Colombo, Sri Lanka, for his research work on medical astrology. He has presented unique research-oriented talks on various astrological aspects and has earned a number of titles from many institutions of national and international repute. He has conducted over 200 workshops and has authored several books to create awareness and to uphold the grandeur of the subject. Sir, may I request you to give your message?
Harihi Om. Good morning to all. Welcome to Meenatu Online YouTube channel. Today is very auspicious day because our beloved institute JKR Astro Research Foundation is celebrating its 9th year. 2020 is a highly auspicious for JKR Institute. Because of the COVID, the JKR Institute is not in a position to organize a big seminar in Hyderabad. So, to overcome from this, our Dr.NVRA Raja has been organized a 2 days e-seminar on YouTube channel. So, 9th is a very auspicious. There are 9 planets in astrology, Navagrahas. So, 9 is also called as Nava. Nava has got 2 meanings. Nava means 9 or Nava means new. So that is a new kind of generation it is now coming through JKR Astrology Foundation, because in last e-seminar we found that JKR has been formed, Yoga Samskritam University and JKR combined the PhD Scholars Association they formed. So every month, every week, and JKR is organizing one e-seminar through Meenatu online system. So during this 9th year, this 7th and 8th of November, he has been organized a 2 days e-seminar, national e-seminar, and many scholars are speaking on this. So on this great occasion, we wish from our side JKR a high success in the field of Vedic astrology. Dr. Raja is really putting his 100% effort to encourage the youth generations in Telangana and other side. And JKR is also establishes another unit in neighbor state Tamil Nadu. So JKR is running JKR Tamil Nadu Institute by Dr. Vijayalakshmi, and in Hyderabad, Dr. NVRA Raja and other team is really doing a fantastic job for the Vedic astrology. And JKR Institute is also affiliated to Yoga Samskritam University, Florida, USA, and our Dr. NVRA Raja is a international vice chancellor for Vedanga Jyotisha. So he has already trained more than 100 students in PhD through JKR Astro Research Foundation, and still this year is already 15 students are waiting to give their Viva presentations, and more than 300 plus students are studying currently in JKR. All these things shows a bright future for JKR Astro Research Foundation. On this 9th occasion, from my heartfelt thanks to Dr. NVRA Raja and good wishes for his JKR Institute. Let this JKR Institute celebrate its silver jubilee in a grand manner. Till then, let it grow day by day, day by day. So in the 9th year, it's almost in Andhra, more than 300, 400 students are studying. It's not a small matter. So Raja, even though he's not a full-time astrologer, he is putting his complete effort to uplift the Vedic astrology in Hyderabad and the Telangana side. And he is encouraging lot of youths, and he has become already, he has trained more than 50 students, and more than 15 to 20 students are becoming a faculty in their own institute. So all this, the credit goes to Dr. NVRA Raja. So anyway, we wish him all the success during this 9th year celebrations. So let us wish once again the grand success of this 9th year, and thanks to all JKR team members, including Dr. NVRA Raja. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for your blessings. Dr. G. Shanta Devi is a well-known personality in the field of education and academics. She is a popular teacher and author of several books. Madam is an expert at translation, and we have been fortunate that she has translated all our books on Meenatu Naadi to Telugu in an inimitable style. She has conducted a record number of 1,500 programs at the All India Radio for the training of script writing, seminars and workshops. She has been a member of the Syllabus and Textbook Formation Committee at many states. She has, to her credit, several award-winning articles in nutrition, adult education, conservation of forests and National Open School. She is the recipient of many prestigious awards, including the National Award from the then President of India for her caliber as an academician. Madam, may I request you to bless us on this occasion?
Gurubhyo Namaha. Mattapallinadam Pranatosmi Nityam Namaha. Pranamas to Puja Guruji Sri N.V. Raghavacharya Garu. My good wishes and pranamas to Puja Guruji N.V.R.A. Raja Garu. Jyotishacharya Naadi Jyotisha Kesari, Chairman, JKR Research Foundation. Today is the 9th annual celebration of our JKR Research Foundation. On this happy auspicious occasion, I would like to share some of my tender feelings on JKR Research Foundation and also on Professor Raja, Chairman, JKR Research Foundation. Pranamas to Puja Guruji, Sri N.V. Raghavachari Garu, Nakshatra Siddhantha Karta. The practical stellar astrology is the contribution of Gurudeva, Parma Puja Sri N.V. Raghavachari Garu. Of his 60 years research work on stellar astrology. This Sankalpa, made by Dr. NVRA Raja in front of Guruji to popularize and propagate the message of Meena 2 in the world and also take forward the mission of stellar astrology was so great. With the blessings of Guruji, Dr. Raja could secure PhD degree as an academic accomplishment by applying Meena 2 concepts and principles. After that, with the blessings of Guruji, Sri N.V. Raghavachari Garu, Dr. Raja published many more books on stellar astrology. JKR Research Foundation was started with a sole mission of spreading Meena to Naadi system by conducting classes with 11 students. Within a short period, it had grown like a banyan tree throughout India and world at large. Now, at present, more than 5,000 students are learning Meena to Naadi system. Some of the students did their doctorate in stellar astrology in different concepts. JKR Research Institution is growing day by day with enormous great force. Lovely. I am proud to say that thousands of students are learning stellar astrology. Among them, many more students have been awarded doctorate degree in stellar astrology. As it was the intention of Gurudeva, Dr. Raghavachari Garu, to translate the stellar astrology into different languages so that every citizen of India with different mother tongues can be benefited and learn stellar astrology in their mother tongue easily. The Sankalpa of Guruji, Sri N.V. Raghavachari Garu, Meena 2 is very strong as it is being popularized throughout the world. At present, Meena 2 Naadi Jyotisha books are available in Telugu, Tamil, Hindi and Kannada. I request the Telugu speaking people to purchase, read and swallow and digest the subject so that you can express your predictions easily without any difficulty. Join the classes run by JKR Research Foundation. Due to the blessings of Sri N.V. Raghavachari Garu, I have been given an opportunity to translate the books in Nakshatra Naadi Siddhantam into Telugu. The concepts are easy to grasp, like ready-made delicious cooked food to swallow and digest the concepts very easily. And they can be understood without any difficulty and people can give predictions with 100% accuracy without any difficulty. Thank you, Raja sir, for giving me the opportunity to express my gratitude and reverence towards Meena 2 and Naadi Jyotisham. Jai Meena 2. Jai Jai Sri Gurudeva N.V. Raghavachari Garu. Jai Jai NVRA Raja Garu.
Thank you very much, madam, for your kind words and blessings. Dr. Itikan Vatana is the International Vice Chancellor of Yoga Sanskritam University, Florida. He is a Thai scientific innovator, healer, and therapist of international acclaim in the field of innovative integrated medicine and has authored the classic book, The Miracle of Self-Healing and Balancing Life Energy. Sir, may I request you to give your message?
Sawati, Namaste, and Om Shanti. I am Professor Dr. Itikan Vatana from Thailand, an International Vice Chancellor of Yoga Sanskritam University, Florida, USA. On this auspicious occasion, the 9th annual celebration of the JKR Astro Research Foundation, I am glad to give my best wish and pure feeling to Professor Dr. Raja, committee members, and all staff members of the foundation. According to Thailand and Chinese traditional belief, number 9 is the top best number. JKR Astro Research Foundation has come to the top best year. Number 9 in Thai language is Kao, means stepping forward. So, means JKR has come to the top best year and still stepping forward. I have known Dr. Raja for more than 5 years. By the time, I know nothing about astrology. And frankly speaking, I thought it just a nonsense fortune telling, not a scientific principle. After that, he invited me to a seminar, a conference at Hyderabad. I was surprised to see more than 500 participants fill up the big hall. That never ever happened in Thailand. It inspired me to invite him, along with Dr. Sasti, the Chancellor of YSAM University, and Dr. Kashap, CEO of YSAM University, Florida, USA. They stay at my Life Energy Retreat Valley, my resort in Big Mountain National Park, and the World Heritage. We observed Buddhist meditation and Vipassana, more than 500 Buddhist head temples. We visit a big beautiful cave with many hundred years of skeleton of riches and became stone. We had a program to give lecture and class to Thai doctors, medical personnel, and academic professors in Thailand. I was driving. 3 of them were sitting on the back seat of my Mitsubishi Pajero van car. On the way, they were discussing many things on astrology. It was beautiful harmony and creative discussion. On top of everything, I learned that astrology is very scientific approach. They changed my mind. Dr. Raja gave a class on astrology for the present world. He is very inspiring to continue my study in astrology. We opened a course on medical astrology for our students of YSAM University in Thailand. We introducing astrology to some government university in Thailand. So it is a very big opportunity for the astrologer professors in Thailand. I have the confidence in Indian astrology professors, have planned to invite visiting professors to Thailand and hopefully will work in a good cooperation with Dr. Raja and scholars of JKR Astro Research Foundation. Once again, on this 9th annual celebration of the JKR Astro Research Foundation, I wish all the best to Professor Dr. Raja, committee's members, and stakeholders of the foundation to step forward with best future. Thank you. Om Shanti.
Thank you very much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, please fasten your seatbelts, for we are all set to begin our much-awaited technical sessions. Various astro experts from across India would be discussing interesting and novel concepts. We trust you will benefit and take some invaluable learnings from these sessions. Our first presentation is by Dr. Satyasri Raja, Mumbai. She is the granddaughter of Pujya Guruji, Sri N.V. Raghavachari Garu, and the daughter of Professor NVRA Raja. She is a faculty at the JKR Astro Research Foundation and the author of the book Nakshatra Digbala and Gunas, based on Meena to Naadi principles. Her presentation is on the topic Sudarshana Chakra based on Nakshatras.
Om Shri Viragavai Namaha. Pranams to Param Puja Guruji, Shri N.V. Raghavachari Garu. Pranams to my father and my Guru, Dr. NVRA Raja Garu. My humble greetings to all the dignitaries who have tuned in to watch this seminar, and my greetings to all the astro enthusiasts and the students who are present here. It is a privilege for me to be addressing all of you on the 9th annual celebration of JKR Astro Research Foundation. JKR ARF was started in 2011 with the sole aim of propagating the principles propounded by Sri Vaikuntavasi, a great Siddha Purusha, Sri N.V. Raghavachari Garu, my grandfather. He has given to the world one of the most unique concepts in astrology, the stellar astrology, Nakshatra Siddhantha, which is now widely considered to be the Bhagavad Gita of Nakshatra Siddhantha. No one before him, it was Satyacharya before him, who had elaborated on principles using stellar connections, star lord, nakshatra and constellations. No one after Satyacharya, only our Param Puja Guruji, Sri N.V. Raghavachari, has delved deep into Naadi secrets to bring out beautiful nakshatra principles in front of us. And JKR Astro Research Foundation has the sole aim of propagating this very principle, this very concept all across the world. With this aim, we started in 2011 when Sun was in Leo. And now, very interestingly, we are celebrating the 9th annual function of JKR when Sun is about to enter Scorpio. We all know the special power Sun has in Scorpio. It is indeed a privilege that I am addressing all of you at a point where JKR Astro Research Foundation, in collaboration with Yoga Samskritam University in Florida, currently has 140 research scholars registered for PhD, and we have more than 80 scholars whom we have awarded MA in Vedanta Jyotisha. It's all been possible with the blessings of our Param Puja Guruji, the great Siddhanti, Sri N.V. Raghavachari Garu. So I would like to take a minute to seek his blessings before I start off with this session. Today, in this session, I would want to talk about a very interesting concept in astrology, in Vedic astrology, Sudarshana Chakra, and application of Meena to Naadi principles towards the end. Most of you are familiar with Sudarshana Chakra. It is not a new concept for us, right? So when we cast a chart, when a birth chart is cast, there is a D1 chart, there is a D2 chart, Navamsa chart, Vikana chart. There are so many types of charts that we use. There's a South Indian chart, there's a North Indian style, right? So what is the speciality of Sudarshana Chakra? The speciality of Sudarshana Chakra is, at one glance, we are able to find out the influence of planets on various bhavas with respect to the lagna, with respect to moon, with respect to sun. So I will not be getting into detail about how to cast a Sudarshana Chakra horoscope from a birth chart. But for those of you who are not familiar, a Sudarshana Chakra is basically a mode of casting a horoscope where first of all, when we cast a birth chart, we cast it with respect to the Janma Lagna, that is the Lagna Chakra. On that in Sudarshana Chakra, with respect to the Chandra Lagna, a chart is cast, that is the Chandra Chakra. Then on that, the horoscope with respect to Surya Lagna is cast, it's superimposed. The superimposition of Lagna Chakra, Moon Chakra and Sun Chakra. That is the beauty of Sudarshana Chakra. On a plate, we are able to find out, on a single plate, we are able to find out the influence of planets on the bhavas with respect to Lagna, with respect to Moon and with respect to Sun. That is the beauty of a Sudarshana Chakra. Today, I will take one simple example of Sudarshana Chakra. We'll take a birth chart here. We'll cast it using Sudarshana Chakra method and let us analyze that. Towards the end of the session, I'll show a small application of Meena to Naadi principles also to it. Right? So now here we have in front of us a birth chart of a successful surgeon. Right? So to become a surgeon, it's not an easy task. Right? You need a lot of hard work that's been put in. It's very handful of them are able to make it to that position. Right? So today we will analyze this horoscope with respect to the second bhava and 10th bhava alone. So we will look at the second bhava, we'll look at the wealth, kutumba sthana, and 10th profession, largely wealth and profession. We'll try to analyze using the Sudarshana Chakra for this horoscope. Now, when you look at this horoscope, let us look at the second bhava first. Now, if you look here, look at the Lagna Chakra, Moon Chakra and Sun Chakra. When you're looking at it here, look at the second house. If you see the second house, the beauty in Sudarshana Chakra is, all the houses, when you see, all natural houses, the natural numbers are given a lot of importance. Right? So here if you see, look at the second house here, all in Lagna Chakra, Moon Chakra and Chandra Chakra and Surya Chakra. If you see the second house, the triangle I have especially taken out for better understanding for all of you. If you see, it's 5, 7 and 1. It's natural 5, natural 7, natural 1. Natural 5th house is the second house in the Lagna Chakra. Natural 7th house is the second house in the Chandra Chakra. Natural 1st house is the second house in the second bhava and the Surya Chakra. So these three, there are no occupants. If there are occupants, the occupants would have influenced. So if you see here, the second bhava is empty. There is no occupant there in the second bhava. In all the three chakras, there is no occupant. So what are the planets going to be influencing the second bhava? So when you see, immediately there is no occupant there. So who are the sign lords? The sign lords would be considered as the influencers here. If you take here, natural 5th lord is Sun. Natural 7th lord Venus, 1st lord, natural 1st Aries, lord is Mars. So there is Sun, there is Venus, there is Mars. These three planets only are going to be major influencers of the second bhava. Right? And when you see what other planet is coming here, there is a 5th, 7th and 1. If you see in the Lagna Chakra, the Buddha is aspecting from Kumbha. If you check here, Buddha is aspecting from Kumbha. In the Lagna Chakra, it is aspecting Leo. right? So 4 major planets which are going to be influencers for Kutumba Sthana are Sun. So 3 major planets which are going to be major influencers for the second bhava are Sun, Venus and Mars. And Mercury, Buddha, because Buddha is aspecting Leo in the Lagna Chakra. So these 4 planets are going to be your major deciders for the second bhava, right? If you see at the outset, I'll come to the application of Nakshatras later. If you see at the outset, when you're talking about second house talks about your earning capacity. It is wealth, Dhanasthana, Kutumbasthana, your family. So this native you see here, there is Sun, 2 fiery planets, Sun and Mars are major influencing planets here. Beautiful fiery touch. The natural first and natural fifth, most powerful natural trines. Connection is coming for the second house here. Natural first, Aries, natural fifth, Leo. There itself a fiery, beautiful fiery touch has come. This particular native will have a lot of drive, a lot of focus in earning wealth. That you can see directly from that triangle, little triangle. That is the beauty of Sudarshana Chakra. At a glance, you can see what are the major influencers. The triangle itself is telling you, you see, 3 planets out of the 4 planets, out of the 2 planets, Sun and Mars, fiery planets, 2 natural trines are directly coming there as influences. 2 fiery signs are directly coming as influencers there. Right? So that is the beauty of Sudarshan Chakra. At a glance you will find out. So these 2 fiery planets means what? This in native will have a lot of drive to earn more. In a straightforward manner. Because what fiery signs, straightforward if you see, there is Leo, there is Aries. They are very straightforward people. Aries persons, Leo persons are very, very straightforward people. So in a straightforward manner. In a straightforward manner, this person will have the drive to earn. Then Buddha is aspecting Leo. Lot of intelligence. Buddha is speech karaka. In a profession, this person will be able to speak adaptably. Buddha is what? A dual sign owner, right? Mithuna owner. Dual sign owner. 2 ways. Mercury is there. It itself is a speech karaka. 2 ways adaptability will be there. Right? Anyway, this way also the person will be able to speak. That way also the person will be able to speak. So the native will also have a drive to earn by his speaking. When you're a surgeon, you'll have to have a lot of conviction to convince parents. Right? So very beautifully, this person will be able to convince people, have an ability to counsel. Right? In a medical profession, that's very important. That also very beautifully we can see when you're seeing the 4 planets which are controlling the second bhava. Right? Now let us come to we'll come back to this again later. Now let us come to the 10th house. Profession, if we see here. In terms of profession, 9, what are the 10th houses in Lagna Chakra when you inspect? From Chandra Chakra if you inspect, from Surya Chakra if you inspect. You get 9, 3, 1, that rectangle if you see here. 9th house, 3rd house and natural 1st house. Again you see natural 1, natural 9. Both of them are fiery natural trines. This person has a drive to earn wealth with a drive to excel in profession. Beautifully, Jupiter touch, natural 9th touch has come. A Satvika sign. Beautifully, again Mars touch, Aries touch has come there. Then Mercury, again you see here, it's coming here. This person is very good in academics, and what he studies, in relation to that only he'll get into profession. Now we've seen so many doctors, right? Personally also I know some doctors who have taken up completely, they have not been successful in their professions and they have taken up completely different fields. I've known people who have taken up interior designers, they've left their medical fields and all of that, right? Person studies one thing but you end up doing another thing, right? So here that is not the case. A beautiful 9th touch is also coming to the 10th house. Whatever he studies, he'll get into the related profession only. That 9, 3 and 1. Again that fiery touch is beautifully coming here. Jupiter, Mars houses, 9 and 1. Beautifully that touch is coming here. This person will have a drive to earn wealth. Even the 2nd house we saw, this person will also have the drive to excel further and further, more. No, this is not enough. I'll go write something more. No, let us try out this. Let us try out that. That drive is more in this person, in the native. So that has excelled this person to become a surgeon and come to a very excellent profession. He's a very successful surgeon. So come to an excellent profession, an excellent status in the profession. This has helped. You can see directly and see. Right? Again, if you see in Chandra Chakra, if we see Saturn is aspecting the 10th house. Saturn is aspecting Mithuna. So Saturn is also one of the influencing planets. So when you're seeing profession as such, you have again 4 planets in this native's horoscope which are going to be influencers for the profession. What are they? We already know natural. 3 houses have come. Natural 9th, natural 3rd, natural 1st, that rectangle indicating profession. So what are the 3 owners? Jupiter. Natural 3rd owner is Mercury. 1st owner is Mars. So Jupiter, Mercury, Mars plus Saturn, because it is aspecting the 10th house from Moon, which also again is an indicator for profession. It is aspecting Mithuna Lagna. So Saturn also becomes a major influencer. Right? So this way, when you're casting a Sudarshana Chakra horoscope, from all aspects, from Lagna, from Moon. So what is Lagna? Lagna is Tanu Bhava. Lagna is self. Right? Which planets are going to support the person in sustaining self? That from the Lagna Chakra you can see. What is Chandra? Moon is Manokaraka, mind. What bhavas are going to support the mind? What planets are going to support the mind? You can see from the Chandra Chakra. Surya Chakra is your Atma Karaka. Karaka for name and fame and everything. Surya is very important. Sun and Moon are the most important luminaries in any horoscope. The Sun and Moon are well placed. 50%, more than 50%, the life of the native will be set smoothly. That is the main thing behind casting a Sudarshana Chakra also. That Sun and Moon, how are they posited? Which planets are supporting your Sun and Moon? They are your life. So this native also, you see, I have taken 2nd house and profession. We have connected it with all the blending of Karakatvas we have done. At a glance, we are able to see from Chandra Chakra, from Lagna Chakra, from Surya Chakra, how is the profession placed. Right? Here, now let us apply a few Meena Naadi principles. Right? Little small application we'll see here. Let us look at profession. There is this rectangle. 9th, 3rd and 1st house. Right? 9th is Jupiter. What are we saying? Jupiter, Mercury, Mars and Saturn are the major influences. Right? Jupiter, if you see in the horoscope, is placed with the Nakshatra Digbala. Right? Largely in a Rajasic Guna it is placed along with our Lagna Lord Moon itself. What do you mean by whenever a planet is placed along with a Lagna Lord, it is considered to be safe. It is like a baby going with parents. When a baby is going with the parents, the baby is safe. No matter what happens, the baby is safe. Here Jupiter is having Nakshatra Digbala. It is posited along with Lagna Lord itself. And in Surya Chakra, if you see, it is directly aspected by Sun. It is aspected by an exalted Venus. It's aspected by a fiery planet again, Mars. Right? Which is also the 10th Lord. So all the beautiful aspects are coming on this Jupiter. And this Jupiter is having Nakshatra Digbala, largely Rajasic Guna, in the star of Lagna Lord Moon itself. Beautifully, this Jupiter is well protected. It is placed along with Karma Karaka, Saturn. So profession, little bit hard work he puts, but that hard work gets beautifully rewarded. The Jupiter is also the Yoga Karaka for this Lagna, which is very beautifully posited, very powerfully. It is posited, aspected by 2 fiery planets, Sun and Mars, and by an exalted Venus. Venus is what? Your comfort, your wealth, all of that luxury, everything is indicated by Venus. This profession is going to help him lead that luxurious life. Right? So that is the beauty of how beautifully Jupiter is posited, you see. Next, 3rd, we are saying, let us look at Mercury. This Mercury also is posited in Kumbha, in the star of Rahu, that Rahu is in Lagna. Correct? Then this Mercury has also got Nakshatra Digbala. His academics, it's got some Tamasa Guna, which is why this person has become a surgeon. He's cutting, right? He's become a surgeon. You require Tamasa for it. But that Rahu is very beautifully placed in the Lagna. Again, Lagna touch has come for Mercury. With the Digbala, Mercury is safely protected. Next, Mars. That Mars also sitting in the 12th house. Very beautifully along with Sun. Sun is also comfortable in Pisces. Right? And Sun and Mars are very nice friends. Yes, Mars is aspected by Saturn. That is there. Little disturbance is there. But here, that Mars gets protected by that very powerful Sun, which is also sitting with Nakshatra Digbala in Pisces, a Satvika house. Along with an exalted Venus. Venus is also becoming extremely powerful, supporting that Mars. Sun is supporting two Rajasic planets. Sun being a friend of Mars is beautifully supporting Mars. Rajasa means success in competition, success in profession, success in ambitions. Right? That beautiful Rajasic gunas coming to Mars, that Venus exalted, he will lead a very beautiful, luxurious, top class life because of his profession. And that Mars is being aspected by Yogakaraka Jupiter also, and a Lagna Lord Moon. So beautifully that Mars is also with Nakshatra Digbala, protected by its friends in Pisces. In a Satvika house is the base. So Satvika Rajasa Gunas are beautifully dominating the 10th house. All the influencing planets, if you see, that Jupiter very beautifully posited with Nakshatra Digbala, support of exalted Venus. Then you look at Mars. That is also very beautifully posited. Then Mercury is also having Nakshatra Digbala. Satvika Rajasa is dominating, a touch of Tamasa led him to take up surgery. But this beautiful combination of fiery planets with the Satvika Rajasic Guna has helped this native go to a great level in profession. The Dhana, that second house is also very nicely fortified. So what has happened? The Dhana, drive to earn through that profession, has created a very stable and a nice base for this person, making him a successful orthosurgeon. Here I have shown a very small application of Nakshatra Siddhantha to Sudarshana Chakra. I will probably in coming series, I'll try to talk more about how we can apply in detail Meena to Naadi principles to Sudarshana Chakra also, and how beautifully we can explore and see further. Right? So this way, here we have established how we have combined Sudarshana Chakra with a few Naadi principles to see how this person is leading a very successful professional life and earning well from here. Right? So that is one such small example. But using the Sudarshana Chakra and using Meena to Nakshatra Siddhanta, furthermore we can explore. Right? I'll try to give in more series on this on the Meena to Naadi YouTube channel as well. Thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you will learn much more from the seminars which are scheduled to come by. Thank you. Jai Meena too.
Thank you, Dr. Satyasree. Srimati Priyamati D, besides being an executive at an MNC, is a research scholar and is the daughter of Dr. Vijay Lakshmi, a reputed Meena 2 astrologer based at Barur, Tamil Nadu. Her presentation is on the topic Higher Education in Medical Field.
Guruve Sharanam, Namaskaram, pranams to my parents, pranams to my Param Guruji Meenatu, and I bow my head in the feet of my Guruji, and pranams to my mentor Dr. Rajas sir, and pranams to my mother Dr. Jalakshmi, and pranams to all the Astro Guru in the world, and I seek blessings from my Ishtadevta, Gurudevta, and as my Vipasana Devi, and pranams to all the people. Hello, I am Priyamati Dhanapal from Bengaluru. I am working as an IT program manager in MNC, and I am a PhD scholar who is doing a research in marriage matching. And I have completed my BTech in MIT Chennai and executive course in IIM Calcutta and MA in YSAM. And I am a secretary and as a trustee of JKR Tamil Nadu. Thank you. And today I am going to talk about the medical higher education. Getting into medical field itself is a difficult task. People have to put a lot of effort. They have to give the entrance examination. Then they are getting into the medical field as an MBBS or so. It doesn't stop there. They have to go for higher study if they want to get high in their career. So what happens? For that also, again, they have to give the entrance exam. So generally people prepare for that for a long time, and the clients comes to the astrologer asking whether can I do a higher education. That is the first question. The second question which they ask, when I can clear the exam, when I'll be able to clear the exam. Then the third question which I'll ask currently, because online counseling is there, where they have to choose the college and as well as the courses. They have to give around 20 courses or courses or so with along with the college name. So which course can I choose? In which course I'll get popularized, and which course will be good for me? So these are the main questions which they ask for, right? So we are going to do an astro analysis on specifically on the medical field higher education over next 5 or 10 minutes. Okay, so main points what and all we have to look at it is, one is the natural sixth house, which is a Kani Rasi, Virgo Rasi. Why we have to see the sixth house? It is for the disease. Just 1 minute, I'll just selecting the laser pointer for the better view. Good, thank you. So next one is the natural 8th house, which is a Vrichika Rashi. It is mainly for the sudden event. Why sudden event? Because they will be doing a lot of operation in the surgery. And the next one is the natural 12th house, because 12th house indicates hospital. And now we are seeing the higher education, so we have to see the 5th and 9th house. And apart from that, we are specifically checking on the specialization. How we can check the specialization part? We have to check the Kala Purusha part. For example, gynecology means uterus. We have to check the 8th house, right? So similarly for ortho means we have to check the 10th, 11th, 12th house. And eye specialization in eye specialization ophthalmology, then 2nd house. Accordingly, we have to check it. And the Baba also. Not only this, we have to check from Lagna also 6th, 8th, 12th Bhavas. And Ashwini Nakshatra. If any of these large are positive in Ashwini Nakshatra, that is also we can consider as one of the connection. And this strong connection with watery sign and Rasi. What are the watery Rasis? It is Karkataka, Vrichika and Meena. These also we have to check. If these combinations are there, then they'll be reaching medical higher education. It is not only this combination in natal chart, we have to check the B mainly. This is one important point which we have to check. So here, along with the points which we have seen in the previous slide, I have taken our Param Guruji's principle rule. The Dasanada gives the star lot and its connections. Similarly, the Bhuktinada also reflects the results of its star lot. What it means is, if my running dasa is Rahu, Rahu will not be giving all the benefits plus and minus ups and downs. Rather, Rahu posited star lot is going to give all the benefits ups and downs for me. It is applies to the Bhuktinada also. Let's go to the next slide. So specifically, we'll see the gynecology, specialization, gynecology, how we can get into gynecology. What is gynecology? Gynecology is a subject where they will read about female reproductive system, and as well as including any diagnosis or any disease including that, or which kind of treatment or disorders, everything related to that, right? So we will see how we can do the astro analysis of that. So gynecology means woman. Woman's reproductive part is mainly the uterus. Uterus where, as per the Kala Purusha Tattva, uterus indicates the Scorpio sign, which is a natural 8th house. So at the time of admission, the natural 8th house and 8th Bhava Lord connection is required. Along with that, as we have seen in the previous slide, watery sign connection, Mars, Venus connection is required. Why Venus is required? Venus indicates woman, and this is a study of woman's reproductive system. So Venus. Why Mars? Mars is the lord of the 8th house, the natural 8th house. That's the reason why we have to see the Mars. Okay, let's move to the next slide. We will see the example chart there. Okay, let's see the sample chart. How we can find the higher education points in this chart. So this is a chart of a female doctor who has completed MBBS in 2019 in a renowned college in India. So when she was doing the house surgeon, this lady came to us and asked, can I get into the higher education, whether I'll get a seat in merit. And the next question which she has asked is when I'll be getting it. Accordingly, I can plan, because either getting into the profession directly and doing the preparation, or shall I do the preparation. And the next thing which she has asked was in which area I have to go, which area specialization I'll be going. So what answer which we gave is she will be going into gynecology, and not only this, she's going to get a good name and fame, right? So we will see how we told that, right? So let's see. If you see the natural 6th house and natural 8th house, the lords Mercury and Mars are posited in 12th house, Meena Rasi, natural 12th house, and it's a Meena Rasi, which is a watery sign. And the 9th lord, right? 9th lord Saturn is posited along with them in the 12th house. 12th house indicates hospital. And if you see, there are around 5 planets are posited here in that 5 as per Meenatu system. Ketu is the strongest planet. And if you see, the 10th lord Jupiter is aspecting the 11th house, and Venus, which is the 5th lord, is posited in 11th house. That means she is going to fulfill her desires, whatever desire which she has on the job, she is going to get the fulfillment. So that it indicates. And not only this, this 10th lord Jupiter is aspecting Manokaraka moon, and this is a strong Manokaraka moon. How? If you see, the moon is in Punarpusham 3rd pada, Punarpusham 3rd pada, which is a Uttama Tregana. As per our Param Guruji, any planet posited in Uttama Tregana is going to get strong strength. So due to that, this lady herself is a strong personality. Okay, and if you see, all these 5 planets are aspecting the natural 6th lord, 6th house, basically. It's not 6th lord. So 6th house. So this clearly indicates this lady is going to do the higher education, because clear 5th and 9th connections are coming, as well as 8th, 6th and 9th lord connections also is there, and it is linked with 12th house, which is a watery sign. So it is fulfilling all our basic points and the basic logic, I would say, rather the points. So the logic it fulfills, and it is connected with Venus. So we can clearly say this lady can go for higher education, and specifically on the gynecology field, and she is going to get good name and fame on the profession. So this is fine seeing at the natal chart. When she is going to get that we will analyze looking at her DBA chart, because DBA condition is really important, that we will see in the next slide. Okay, let's see how the DBA connection comes. So the running dasa at the time of admission is Saturn dasa, Jupiter Bhukti, and Saturn Antra. So as per Guruji's rule, we have to see Dasana the star lord and Bhuktina the star lord. If you see in the natal chart, Dasana the star lord is Saturn itself. So Saturn is going to give all the benefit being the star lord rather than the Dasa lord here. And the Bhuktina, the Jupiter, is posited in Venus in natal chart. So Venus is going to give all the benefits on plus or minus, ups and downs, and the benefits here. And Venus is the 5th lord here, right? So let's see one more point in the transit. So Venus is in Sun star, and in the transit, the 9th lord Saturn is transiting in Sun star, and Jupiter is transiting in the Venus star. So 5th and 9th house connection came here, because and Venus is in Sun star in the natal chart. So 5th and 9th connection came. And one interesting point in this chart, we have seen Jupiter is aspecting Venus, but Venus is aspecting its own bhava, own house. So as per Dr. Raja sir, whenever a bhavathipati aspects the bhava flourishes. That means this lady is going to do the higher study. Not only this, she is going to complete the higher study successfully, and it is going to help her also. So this is what we are seeing it, and the strong Venus connection. So it is gynecology, and here we have to see in the transit chart 6th and 11th Lord Mars is aspecting Venus, which is the 5th Lord, and Ketu. We have to check the Ketu also, because for this girl, all in the group of planet as per the Meenatu system, Ketu is the strongest. So Ketu connection also should come. So Ketu also is aspecting the 5th Lord Venus. So basically 5th and 9th connections are coming for everything. Now the question will come, how this Ketu and Jupiter are getting the 9th house, that is Saturn connection here. If you see, Saturn is posited in the Binapada Nakshatra, so Saturn connection automatically comes for this house also as per the Meenatu principles. So hence 5th and 9th connections are clearly coming for Ketu and Jupiter also. So due to this, we can easily tell the strong natural 8th house Scorpio and 8th Bhava Makara connected with strongly with 5th and 9th house. So due to this lady is going to get higher education, and not only this, she is going to successfully completing the higher education, she is going to get name and fame also. One interesting fact which I would like to highlight. The result was supposed to come on 31st January, which was the Ashwini Nakshatra. But as per Meenatu system principles, whenever any important event happens, the Lagna connection should come. So what we told her is, the result is going to come in Revati. But what she told us, the announced date is 31st Jan, the result is going to come on 31st Jan. But surprisingly, the previous day evening itself, the result was out. It was a Revati Nakshatra, Mercury star it is, and Mercury is at Lagna Lord. The connection came because without Lagna's connection, important event will not happen. And always, whenever we see any event, we have to see the Dasha Bhukti Antara connections also. It is not only natal chart. Natal and the transit Dasha Bhukti Antara connection should come. Then only the event will happen. Let's move to the next chart. So we have evidently seen how the connections are coming as per the rules and as per our Guruji's rule. And here we have seen only the gynecology. Basically, it's not only gynecology, you can check for the other specialization also using the same logic. The only thing is Purusha's part, which is those bhavas, you have to link it. If that comes out easily, we can give the astro predictions when the clients comes for the counseling. And thank you. Hope you have enjoyed the session. And I thank my mentor, Dr. Raja sir, for giving me the opportunity to give the presentation in this seminar. And as well as I'm proud to say, I'm a daughter of Dr. Vijay Lakshmi, and she has helped me a lot to prepare this. And she's my guru, and she's guiding for my PhD also. And thank you. Guruve Saranam. Namaskaram.
Thank you, Madam Priyamati. Sri J. Somanatha Shastri is a retired bank executive and a senior faculty at the JKR Astro Research Foundation. He is very popular for his inimitable style of teaching and dissemination of knowledge. His presentation is on the topic Parampuja Guruji's Meenatu Naadi system.
ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। सदाशिव समारंभां शंकराचार्य पर्यंतम वंदे गुरु परंपरा। Astrology is the science of lights. JKR Astro Research Foundation, celebrating its 9th anniversary function, and I am privileged and fortunate to be with you on this great occasion and share my few thoughts. Guruji, Parampujya Guruji N.V. Raghavachari is one of the very few great astrology scientists. I say because astrology is science of lights, and who do the research on this is definitely a scientist, who has given us a system called Meena to Naadi system. I am going to share with you a few thoughts on this particular system, bringing you home about its uniqueness among all astrology systems. Whenever anybody says astrology, whether they know it or not, they will ask which method. They only overhear. Even the novice also will ask in which method you are going to teach, as if they know very well all the methods. There are so many gods, and new gods will be generally coming up many times, locally many times. Likewise, only few gods, new generation gods, will be very near to the people, and they are very strongly believed. If you see without any prejudice, the most such god is Sai Baba, Guru, again Guru. So this Guru is beyond any religion, beyond any other races. He is now dear to many. If he is dear to so many, can we say that other gods are not there? Don't believe other gods? So whichever form the god you feel, the content, the spirit is same. That is your prayer. A very similar way, astrology methods are so many, but the most easy method, most near to the day-to-day life, and which requires minimum awareness about the astrology, should naturally be a unique one. The saram, essence of the astrology methods have been brought into one system, one method. That method is Meena to Naadi system. On this great occasion, with the blessings of Gurujis, I am sharing this with you. Maybe it is his decision to direct me this way. Astrology, the lights of sciences, is brought onto earth by about 18 Pravartakas, rishis, scientists, ancient scientists. They have developed so many things, and the only important thing is it is a Pratyaksha Shastra. That means it deals with only the things which you are able to see in reality. So what are they? Human beings see the sky, so naturally the Nakshatras. They see the planets, effect of the planets they know, so that planets, these two are the celestial objects which are influencing the human life. Many authors, many scientists have dealt with this. In astrology, the same thing is dealt, but the information is used to understand, to measure, and to apply the influences, so that we will have a comfortable and secured life. That is the purpose of astrology. So, right from the beginning, so many rishis have given us in so many ways. Whatever they observed, they gave us as a gift. So all these methods were consolidated, and a particular methodical presentation of this happened from Varahamihira period. Such type of scientists who have made this science a very, very systematic, they compiled it to be a systematic. So in that process, Nakshatra Siddhantha, so-called Parashara, Jaimini, Tajaka, so many things have come. Every method is celestial objects. Same celestial objects, no difference. Same nakshatras, same planets. But the Rashis have come at some time. Before that, Rashi is coming, Rashi Chakras concept, definitely there were only two concepts. One is nakshatras and the planets. So the evolution is, first is nakshatras and planets, then nakshatras, Rashi Chakra and planets. This particular 12 zodiac sign method, using of it for understanding the celestial objects' influence, is generally known as Parashara. Research has not been done after Varahamihira's period. In early 1900s, B.V. Raman sir has given us very good literature, and very few have done the research on this, original research, to have a different new approach for this. And that way, Meena too Guruji is one of them who has took the essence of all methods and brought us the Meena to Naadi system. You may ask, what is this essence of what? First thing is, no change in nakshatras, no change in rashis, no change in grahas. What is there? Methodology in various methods. They treat that the Rashi Chakra has got 108 parts, Navamshas. And one method says it is 249 parts. Both are definitely good, because it's a new way of thinking. So, Parampuja Guruji took this particular 108 parts approach for Rashi Chakra, and the essence of 3 Naadi Granthas. Naadi Granthas means what? Original astrology approaches. Nakshatra Siddhantas, stellar astrology. He took those essence of those particular Granthas. One is Dhruva Naadi, one is Sugar Peru Naadi, and other is Buddha Naadi. These three are very famous. So, the teachings of Satyacharya, he took one side on that entire essence. On the other side, so-called classical Parasara method things are there. They also he has taken. He has given us a very good, easy to use system, that is Meena to Naadi system. It is not different from any other. It is the uniqueness is, it uses essence of all. And what are that essence? What is that essence? That is known as 4 pillars in Meena to astrology method, Meena to Naadi system. What are these 4 pillars? 4 pillars are Uttamadrekana, Digbala, that we call it as Nakshatra Digbala, then Jiva Sharira, then Gunas. These are the 4 pillars of Meena to Naadi system. Now, what is that easiness in this? What is that essence of all, how it is there? As we know, the zodiac, the Bhava Chakra, the Grahas, the Nakshatras, it is constant under any method. They are the same. And their Karakatvas, significations, all are same, no change anywhere. How you look at a chart, there comes the methods. Parashara says, look at the chart, find out the further microanalysis of the chart through divisional charts. Find out the ability of the planets through Shat Balas. So much of calculations. So many have to be done. Then, if you go towards Nakshatra Siddhantha, very old and original principles, Nakshatras are important. Nakshatra lords are important. Each bhava has got has got an assignment to two planets which are called Jiva and Sharira for each bhava. They will rule, they will give lot of influence, they will carry us in our life. So this is one approach. And gunas, the greatest discovery of our Guruji is gunas. Every planet, everything in the nature has three gunas, sattva, rajas, tamo gunas. So every planet also has got gunas, naturally. When they have got karakattvas, they should have gunas also. So the gunas. Now from those gunas, our Guruji has, with his tapas, it's a penance. He has found out that every planet will have a mix of three gunas when it is transiting a nakshatra pada. And that particular gunas he has identified and fixed after a lot of research. And by applying that gunas to the planet in a chart, we will get very accurate and results. Very much possible. You should do it with full understanding, not just like we to open on the peripheral things. So, our Guruji has taken, so for all the divisional charts related matters, because all divisional charts have got the base, that is Nakshatra Pada, Navamsha. Our Guruji also has taken the Navamsha as the base and Vargottama Pada as the root concept and gave us the concept of Uttamadrekana. In fact, he has been known as Uttamadrekana Raghavacharya, that is superior Drekana. So Uttamadrekana is what? It is taken from the concepts of divisional charts, D3, D9, all relevant, all multiples of 3, whatever divisional charts are there, that concept is coming here with one Uttamadrekana concept. Now, what is that? It is for relating to the zodiac. In a zodiac, when a planet is moving, if you consider the entire zodiac is a very big a ring road highway, where the road is very smooth, where the road is normal. That is Uttamadrekana. The 10 degrees portion is supposed to be the best for the planet to transit. So naturally the planets which are transiting that portion will give good effect. Quality of that effect will be very high. So this particular philosophy is there in Uttamadrekana. So whenever you are seeing a chart, the same thing, same grahas, same positions, same lagna, all are same. But if a planet in your natal chart is in Uttamadrekana, the effect of that planet on the native will definitely going to be of high quality. This is the essence of the Uttamadrekana concept. This is one pillar. Next is grahas, Shatbalas are there. Set of low, so many, 36 or 46 Shatbalas are there. So many things have to be calculated. Our Guruji found, no, Digbala is enough. Why? Because Digbala comes to a planet when it is at a certain distance from the native. Native is at a point, X point. From X, if at X itself, if Jupiter and Mercury are there, they will get Digbala. If on the 7th house, that is 180 degrees, if Saturn or Rahu are there, they will get Digbala. If 120 degrees, that is 4th house. If Moon or Venus are there, they will get Digbala. And 10th house, that is 300 degrees from us, from the native. If there, that is on the overhead. So that is, if Sun, Mars and Ketu are there, they will get Digbala. So the Digbalas are spread over. Digbala giving points for the planets. They are Kendras, 1, 4, 7, 10. So our Guruji has taken this concept and found out that as per Nakshatra Siddhantha Naadi astrology methods, all Naadi from all Naadi Granthas, he found that this is the planets can get this Digbala not only when they are there at that particular place, but they can also get if other types of connection comes, and that connections are made known to the world by our Guruji. And our Meenatu Junior, our NVRA Raja sir, has further done the research on this, and he gave us finally 8 alternatives to check whether a planet has got Digbala. That is called Nakshatra Digbala. Nowhere the basic 1, 4, 7, 10 is kept aside. It is only the improved, it has only enhanced, manifested the interpretation, what our rishis have thought, and it is working. So, Digbala, Nakshatra Digbala, Uttamadrekana. So, when we are finding out, when we are analyzing a chart, we need not know all other things. We can just see whether the chart, the bhavas, and which planet is where. And we know where planet is, that is the sputum, that is the longitude of a planet. That longitude will tell us whether that is in Uttamadrekana or not. We no need to think more. Similarly, the position of the planets will from the Lagna will tell us whether the planet has got Digbala or not. See, it has made so easy. No finding out, taking out the book, finding out the distances, finding out the calculations of the balas and other things. No need. By looking at a chart, one can know whether a planet is in Uttamadrekana, whether a planet has got Digbala. That's all. When the planets are there, planets are bound to be there in a nakshatra. So its nakshatra lord is definitely known. So nakshatra lord will be the key to find out the jiva and sharira for a particular bhava. Now we know the planets, we know the gunas flow given by Guruji. If a planet is moving through, planet means again planet specific, sun, moon, everything is individual. So if sun is moving in Ashwini Nakshatra first pada, one set of 3 gunas will be there. If he is moving in second pada, he has got 3 set of gunas are there. This is what our Guruji has given in gunas. So every planet will have a dominant guna. So if a planet gets same guna, same, that means tamasa, 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 or tamasa, rajasa, satvika, TSR, TRS, like that. So our Guruji has given us the knowledge. He has revealed the secret of the planetary gunas influencing the life. It is easy. If one learns Meenatu Naadi system sincerely, they will easily understand. When a chart is taken, you need not have many things calculations. By looking at the chart for a few minutes, you will be able to find out the quality, ability of a planet to deliver the results. Naturally, you can tell to the person very quickly. That is why our Guruji, Puja Guruji, Param Puja Guruji, our Raghavachari sir says, this my system will definitely help you. That is what he says. And his son, as well as our JKR Astro Research Foundation founder, and all of Guruji for all of us, Junior, Meenatu Junior, Dr. Raja sir, he has done further research and he says astrology is easy to learn. That is what we have taken as the base for JKR Astro Research Foundation, and we are reaching astrology learners, so many. Right from 2011, for all these 9 years, we have reached at least 1500 souls who have learned Meenatu Naadi system, got introduced to Meenatu Naadi system. And our Guruji Raja sir says, gunas are going to rule the world in astrology predictions. 4th pillar of Meenatu Naadi system. So, if you are trying to learn Meenatu Naadi system, you are not learning a separate new method of astrology. You are learning the quickest possible approach to astrology predictions. That's what our Guruji says. You can give quickest way. Predictions can be given in a quicker way compared to the predictions which you, the time which you take for predictions in the other methods. For other methods, there are lot of principles. And our Guruji, Raghavachari sir, has made the task very simple. And this simplicity has to be understood. Please do not look at this another Naadi astrology methods. No, not like it is not another Naadi Jyotisham methods. It is a concise, essence only having astrology method, analysis of chart. It's a method to analyze a chart. It is not a method of astrology. It's a method to analyze a chart using all types of astrology knowledge, all Nakshatra Siddhantha, Parasara, all. So Nakshatra Siddhantha it is called because the emphasis is given to Nakshatras. Because Nakshatras are greater than planets. They are bigger than, much bigger than planets. We know it. Sun is not even a 1 pixel when you look at the size of other stars like Punarvasu, like Ardra. Jyeshtha is biggest of all. It is all available in astronomy data, astronomy pictures. Not necessary to check anywhere else. So we know that the celestial objects have got different sizes. And one will automatically, naturally affect us. And the bigger things, bigger area, the bigger range of the particular celestial objects is our nakshatras. 27 in 360 degrees. 27 into 4, 108. So 108 segments of celestial objects are throwing their electromagnetic energy waves on us, onto the earth. They are spreading everywhere, but earth, where we are concerned. So earth is receiving, and that interpretation is done through the most easiest system, that is method called Meena to Naadi system. I am trying to submit to you on this great occasion of our JKR ARF anniversary, 9th anniversary. We are going to have 10th one decade in the next year. So this is a method which is very easy to follow, easy to understand, provided you understand the basics of astrology. You need not know other methods. All the essence of other methods is already there in this. That way you can easily give predictions. Astrologer, how an astrologer should be, a Sattvic astrologer should be, that is already defined by the great rishis. So there is no exception for this in Meena to Naadi system. You can't use it like an app in the mobile. No. You can use this particular method easily, which contains all the other methods in it, essence of all other methods in it. One may say, okay, when you are taking the Uttamadrekana and Digbala, you are taking, definitely you are taking the essence of Parashara. Okay. What is Jiva Sarira? You are taking the stellar astrology. Gunas, uniqueness to the Meena to Naadi system. Gunas are also dealt in astrology, Nakshatra Siddhanta. But the way, the systematic and methodical assignment of gunas to a planet when it is transiting is unique, only discovered by our great Guruji. So let us all try to learn this easiest way of analyzing a chart, a natal chart, any natal chart. In fact, this has been made useful to Prashna Shastra also. That is why under our Meena to Naadi system, Nakshatra Prashna Lagna system has come, NPL. Fantastic concept. And it is at JKR Astro Research Foundation, all our scholars, all our associates are finding it, experiencing the accuracy of this NPL system. We are using for any small things, any mundane things. If a train is coming, started there, at by what time it will reach here, that also can be told in this NPL system. NPL system is the astrology tool gifted to us by our Meena to Guruji and through Meena to Junior Guruji. Because Meena to Junior Guruji has developed further. He is using it, he is making research on this. Even today he is making the research. But every time, whenever the things are coming and things are understood, great satisfaction is coming. And our Guruji wants to spread this knowledge without anything, any inhibition or any selfishness approach to all the world. He wanted to give to everybody in the world. That is why JKR Astro Research Foundation is established. It has completed 9 years, entering in the first decade year. And by this we have already multiplied. And we should, as a student of astrology or a common man who will definitely use astrology, to know this and to understand this, then use this. After using, please tell others to use. Very good method, very good system. Easy. The best thing is easy. Easy astrology tool is available under this Meenatu Naadi system. So, this is what I would like to share with you, maybe with the blessings of our Guruji. And let us all try to know this particular unique system in its right spirit. So, enjoy the learning of astrology and enjoy the learning of astrology through the Meenatu Naadi system. That is our motto. We don't have any other thing. All the faculty, all the people who are there in the JKR Astro Research Foundation, they do the selfless service without any consideration. It is not a commercial organization. So, it's a service organization. And service for what? Service for the good of the world. And world includes everything on the globe. Vasudhaika Kutumbam. So, let us all recollect these particular concepts behind our system and rejuvenate ourselves to spread these great things in the entire world. Thank you very much. Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Sarve Jana Sukhino Bhavantu. Swasti.
Jai Meenatu. Thank you, Shastri Garu. Dr. Kashyap Prabhakar, an electrical engineer by profession, has authored research-oriented books on Kujadosha, remedial astrology, and 3 volumes of Saptavimshati Dosha, an encyclopedia of identifying 27 types of doshas with more than 200 case studies. He has also translated the English version of Dr.NVRA Raja's research work in stellar astrology on Jiva and Sarira concept into Kannada. His presentation today is on the subject Yogi and Avayogi, Zero Rashis based predictions.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Welcome to Meenatu Online YouTube channel. On this occasion of 9th year of JKR Astro Research Foundation, so I have been allotted one's time to speak on Zero Rashis, Yogi, Avayogi, etc. So this technique has been developed by Sri H.R. Sheshadri Iyer of Karnataka. So it is his new research has done based on birth tithi and birth yoga. So actually the Panchangam, the tithi, vara, nakshatra, yoga, karana, these are all we are neglected. So actually nobody is considering in predictions the birth tithi, birth vara, birth nakshatra, birth yoga, birth karana. There is a shloka, Tithescha Shriyamapnoti, Varat Ayushyavardhanam, Nakshatrat Harate Papam, Yogat Roganivaranam, Karanat Karyasiddhincha, Panchangam Palamutthamam. So all these 5 angas has been neglected. So while predicting, everybody starts with Lagna, Lagnadipati and other things. So the Sheshadri Iyer has recognized all these things, and he was referring to ancient text. So he was noticed. So in one of the ancient texts, it was mentioned. So based on tithis and yoga. So he has mentioned all the 5 angas, but for this speech I have taken only tithi and yoga. Actually, vara. Vara means depends on the hora. The hora depends on the Janma hora. Nobody is bothering about the Janma hora. You may be born in Monday, but on which hora? Nobody knows it. So the hora, birth hora is also plays an important role on your horoscopic influence. Likewise, each day the tattva is divided into 5 tattvas, divided into sub-tattvas, sub-tattvas like this. And we don't know the Janma tattva of the native. So that is also influencing on the native. So like this, so tithi, vara, nakshatra, yoga, karuna, all are impacting on the natives other than the planets. So this is the permanent impacts on native. So for this today's speech, I have selected only 2 topics. One is tithi based predictions and yoga based predictions. So tithi based predictions means that the deshta shriyam apnoti. So on the tithi, big 0 rashis are going to frame. So each tithi has got 2 0 rashis. So what is meant by 0 means on the particular tithi, the particular rashis will be a no effective. So it becomes no effect on that particular rashi. So what happens, for example, if somebody borns on Padya tithi, so Makara Tula rashis become the 0 rashis. 0 rashis means no effect. All it has in Sanskrit is called as a Dagdha rashis. So Dagdha rashis and 0 rashis both are same. So each tithi has got 2 Dagdha rashis or 0 rashis. So on Chaturdasi, especially on Chaturdasi, the 4 rashis becomes Dagdha. This is one point to be noted. So particularly from Padya to Trayodasi, there each tithi has got 2 Dagdha rashis. On Chaturdasi, 4 rashis becomes Dagdha. And in Paurnami or Amavasya, no rashis will become 0. So if anybody borns in Amavasya or Paurnami day, he has got no 0 rashis on birth chart. This is how this birth tithi works. Now let us see on what all tithis, which are all the rashis becomes the 0. For Padya tithi, Makara and Tula rashi becomes the 0 rashi. For Dvitiya means Vidige, Dhanassu and Meena rashi becomes the 0 rashis. For Tritiya, Makara and Simha rashi becomes the Dagdha rashis. And Chaturthi, Rishabha Kumbha becomes the Dagdha rashi. For Panchami, Mithuna Kanya becomes the Dagdha rashi. Shashti, Mesha and Makara becomes the Dagdha rashi. Saptami, Kataka and Dhanassu becomes Dagdha rashi. And Ashtami, Mithuna and Kanya becomes Dagdha rashi. For Navami Tithi, Simha and Vrishchika becomes Dagdha rashi. Same Dasami, same Simha and Vrishchika becomes Dagdha rashi. Ekadasi, Dhanassu and Meena becomes Dagdha rashi. Dwadasi, Makara and Tula becomes Dagdha rashi. Trayodasi, Rishabha and Simha becomes Dagdha rashis. In Chaturdasis, all 4 nerve signs, all 4 deer signs means Mithuna, Kanya, Dhanassu and Meena. These 4 rashis becomes Dagdha rashi. And Paurnami and Amavasya, no rashis will become Dagdha. This will be point to be noted. So I will explain how this 0 rashi is going to effective or ineffective on the native, that we will discuss in the later part. So this is this should be known. So means one has to notice the birth tithi of a person based on the birth tithi, and he has to note the 0 rashis based on the tithis. This is the one set of it. Then we can go for a yoga based predictions. Yoga based. I will come back once again these Dagdha rashis, rules and regulations, how to predict by the help of Dagdha rashis. First let us complete this preliminary introductions of yoga. Yoga Roga Nivarana. So, what do you mean by yoga? This is a Nitya Yoga, daily. This is the birth yoga, Nitya Yoga, 27 nakshatra causes the 27 yoga. So, yoga, see, any one person born, no doubt has born with one particular Nitya Yoga. That is called Vishkambhadi Yogas. So, who will become the yogi? So, based on yoga, yogi planet we are going to decide. So, yoga means the combinations, additions of sun and moon magnitude. It causes adding the 3 sign, 3 degree, 20 minutes something, you will get some yoga point. On which nakshatra the yoga falls, the star lord of the yoga. The star lord of the yoga is called yogi. So once again I am telling, the star lord of yoga. So suppose any Vishkamba yoga falls means it is coming under Shani. The Shani will become the yogi for this. So the star lord of the birth yoga is yogi. So the Rashi lord of the star means where the yoga falls. So suppose if the yoga falls in Simha on some nakshatra, so the star lord will become the yogi and the Rashi lord will become Sahayogi, means a vice captain type. There is a captain and a vice captain. So the sixth lord from the yoga star means suppose if the yoga falls on Uttarashada nakshatra, the sixth star from Uttarashada is Uttarabhadra. So the sixth lord, that is when sun becomes yogi, the Saturn will become avayogi. So likewise, the star lord of the birth yoga is called yogi, the Rashi lord of the yoga is Sahayogi, and the sixth lord of the yoga star, any yoga star means on which yoga is found on which star. From there, if you count, including the yoga star, if you count the sixth one, you will get a avayogi. So this is the three rules will come. One is yogi, avayogi, and sahayogi. These three we have to mark it as separate. So now in the first part, we knew that what are the Dagda Rasis or zero Rasis based on Tithi, and the yoga planet. Yoga planet depends on the birth yoga. So and the Sahayogi means where the yoga is posited, means on any one of the 12 Rasis, the yoga will fall. That Rashi Lord will become the Sahayogi, co-option planet, this thing. And the sixth Lord from the yoga star to sixth star Lord is called avayogi. So now we will come back to zero Rasis. So these are all very useful in predictive technology. So sometimes we analyze in n number of systems, we may not come to conclude the predictions properly. In that case, what will happen? If you can observe these zero Rasis, yogi planet, avayogi planet, or sahayogi planet, still it is going to help you a lot. Why? Sometimes the particular planet may not able to give a proper result. So that time you can observe these zero Rasis. Now let us see the effects of zero Rasis. How these zero Rasis are going to help and how to predict with the help of zero Rasis. So when Dusthana lords posited in zero Rasis, so what he says, the rules, the zero Rasis, when the Dusthana lords, the 6, 8, 12 lords, when the first rule is when the 6, 8, 12 lords, the Dusthana lords posited in these zero Rasis, so it is good. He says it is good, no harm when the Dusthana lords are posited in the zero Rasis. Next he says, the second point, when the Dusthana lords becomes when the lord of zero Rasis becomes Dusthana lord, he says. So suppose for Patya, as I told there, some for Makara Tula becomes the zero Rasis for Patya. See, that is the case. when Lord of zero Rasis means Makaratula, the Saturn and the Shukra, when these two planets becomes Dusthana Lords, they become the 6-8 Lords. So it is good, he tells. This is the, try to understand slowly this concept. This is what he says. In first rule he says, when Dusthana Lords posited in zero Rasi, it is good. Next says, when zero Rasi Lords become Dusthana Lords, it is also good. So this is the second point you can notice this. So when Jupiter, natural benefic Jupiter, aspects these Dagda Rasis, zero Rasis, he says it gives the good results. When zero Rasi Lord posited in zero Rasi, so when zero Rasi Lord posited in the sign itself, suppose if the Padya, the Makaratula becomes the zero Rasis, when the Saturn or Venus posited in the same Rasi, he says good. Means that is the fourth rules he gives. And the fifth rules he gives, zero Rasis have no effect on retro planets. Suppose if any retro planets posited in zero Rasis, it is not going to harm its result. So it is exception for retro planets. And the sixth one, what he says, so the negative planets can sit in the zero Rasis, or the zero Rasi Lords can sit in the zero Rasis. And what he says, Kona Lords, so try to remember these things. What he says, in zero Rasis, Kona Lords, natural benefics not supposed to posited in zero Rasis. What are things? Kona Lords, functional benefic, natural benefic, and yogi planet. These four planets, if they are posited in Dagda Rasis or zero Rasis, they becomes zero effect. Means they don't give a good results to the native. And the last one, what he says, when Rahu Ketu posited in Dagda Rasis or zero Rasis, they work fine. So what he gives, it is only a research points. One has to analyze with these type of number. When you work with a number of horoscopes, you will come to know. This is also one type of a Naadi methodology. Means what is Naadi? That is a deeper analysis of a particular chart. So overall what he says, the zero Rasis effects, when Dusthana Lords are posited in zero Rasis, no problem. When zero Rasi Lords becomes Dusthana Lords, no problem. When Jupiter aspect is zero Rasis, no problem. When zero Rasi posited in zero Rasis, no problem. When Rahu Ketu posited in zero Rasis, no problem. When retro planets posited in zero Rasis, no effects on them. What he says here, only one clear thing, your Kona Lords, that is Lord of 159, and the natural benefics and the functional benefics, not supposed to sit in the zero Rasis. When these planets who are going to give you auspicious results, if they are posited in zero Rasis, they are going to cancel their good effects and they will become a negative planets. So this is these 5 to 6 rules are there. Try to remember and try to adopt these things. Now let us go for a yogi. So what is yogi? What again he gives the conditions for yogi planet. So what is yogi? Yogi planet, what should do, what he should not do, all these things. You can discuss it now. It says yogi should not posited in zero Rasis. It is already told. So when yoga planets posited in zero Rasis, it is going to nullify its good effects. So yogi and avayogi conjunction is not good. What is it? One yogi along with the avayogi. When these two planets are posited or conjoined together, the yogi is going to lose the benefit. That is what the rule says. And what the third rule says, yogi should not posited in Dusthanas. Any yoga planet not supposed to be posited in the Dusthanas. When the fourth one, when yogi becomes pro, will not give the more good results. Means that is minimized results will come. It is not because yogi planet should not become red or combust. So this one. Then the fifth one is when yogi posited in avyogi star, it is not good. So what is it? When yoga planet posited in avyogi star. So suppose for example when sun is a yogi, particular horoscope, when he posited for avayogi is a Saturn star. So when sun is posited in, when sun becomes yogi, he is not supposed to posited in the avyogi star, meaning Saturn star. It is bad. That is the deeper analysis technique with the yogi. Then what he says, that Sahayogi. Sahayogi, the same two rules are there for Sahayogi. So try to understand the Sahayogi properly. Sahayogi is nothing but a vice captain. So he does the, what all the captain does, he also does the same thing, and the same rules apply. So sometimes what happens here, one has to understand. So yogi, Sahayogi acts like yogi. In the absence of yogi, if Sahayogi is good, he will get the beautiful results. But here one problem comes. What happens? Some cases, what happens sometimes, the Sahayogi becomes Avyogi. There is a dual relationship will come. So you have to work it out. So if you work on some horoscopes, you will come to know and what are the cases the Sahayogi becomes Avyogi. Like this, you can understand. So when sometimes the Sahayogi himself becomes Avyogi, he gives a mixed results. So it is one thing you have to notice with the Sahayogi. Then what is this Avyogi does? So we should be very cautious with this Avyogi, because negative planet, if you take care of the negative planets, you need not worry about the positive planets. Positive planets are going to give automatically a good results. Who is holding the, who is capable of holding the good results and can able to give bad result? It is the negative planets. What is it? So Avyogi. So these Avyogi planets, so what are the conditions comes for Avyogi? So number one, when Avyogi posited in zero rasis, so he says the nullifying the effects of Avyogi, he says. So first point, when Avyogi is posited in zero rasis, he has got, he gives good effects. No problem. It is good. So when Avyogi becomes combust, he is good. And he is telling in what are the conditions Avyogi cannot able to give the negative effect. That's what he is telling. So the first point, when Avyogi posited in zero rasi, it is good. When Avyogi becomes combust, it is good. When Avyogi, it is good. When Avyogi posited in Kona or any other benefic houses, then only he gives bad results. Try to remember, the Avyogi not supposed to posited in any Kendra, any benefic houses, any Kona, then he gives the bad results. When, so the fourth one, the fifth one is when Avyogi houses become zero rasis. Suppose if the, for example, anybody in any horoscope, the Jupiter is Avyogi. The houses of Jupiter is Dhanasubhina. So when Avyogi houses become zero rasis, when Jupiter rasis become the zero rasis, suppose if the Jupiter becomes Avyogi, at the same time the houses of his Jupiter, then the Dhanasubhina, if these two houses becomes zero rasis, then Avyogi cannot play on the horoscope. So this is the five rules on Avyogi. So we have to slightly arrange. This only techniques, these simple techniques need not to worry. So what you can do, so one has to first study on which tithi the particular person has born. So this is one thing. And depending on the birth tithi, the Dagdarasis are going to deflect. This is one point. That's all. If you know the Dagdarasis, that is enough. So what is the rules for Dagdarasi? That we already told. So the one in first time we are checking what all the Dagdarasis for the particular tithi. And if anybody born in Purnima Macha, you need not to worry. So because that person is going to have no zero rasis. And you should be very careful when any person is born in Chaturdashi, because the Chaturdashi has got 4 Dagda rasis. And that too, if the when these 4 Rasis becomes important houses for the native, he should be very careful, because the Chaturdashi, Mithuna, Dhanakanya, Dhanasumina, these 4 Rasis becomes that. And coming to the yogi, and what is the yogi? Again, they need not to tell again. This yogi means depends on the birth yoga. Birth yoga star, the star lord is yogi, and the 6th lord from the birth star, the birth yoga star is avayogi. The yoga posited planet, yoga posited Rashi is a Sahayogi. So yogi avayogi calculation, you should be very careful. Once you come to know that yogi and Sahayogi and both are same, yogi and Sahayogi both gives the same good results. Avayogi slightly gives the bad results when he is posited in the Kona houses. These things you have to remember. And one more thing you have to remember here. So what he says in the final one clue he gives. So because he goes the Navamsha methodology now, once again. So Navamsha methodology means the Navamsha of Chandra, Guru, Ketu, Chandra. So three planets in Mesha, 3 planets in Simha, 3 planets in Dhanush, so their Navamsha starts. So in Mesha, Guru, Chandra, Ketu, and Simha, Mars, Jupiter, Venus and Saturn, Mars, Venus, Saturn. And in Dhanasu, so Sun, Mercury and Rahu. So three planets, their Navamsa started from the Mesha, Simha, Dhanasu. And the beautiful thing is here, he combined these 3 lords. What he said, he can use this for yogi avayogi. And any one of the team member becomes yogi, the other 2, suppose if the Guru Chandra Ketu Navamsa starts from the Mesha, so if Guru becomes yogi, automatically this Chandra Ketu also becomes their co-yogis for the as per the Navamsa methodology. That is also one more clue he gives. Likewise, any one group member becomes avayogi, other 2 will also act like a avayogi. These are all to be detailedly studied. So what I am giving today on this great occasion is a clues. So it is left out. So the Seshadri IRG has taken a high responsibility, has spent his lifetime, and he has published many articles in the old astrological magazines, and he has written 2 books that is called NTP, New Techniques of Prediction. If anybody is interested, he can buy those books and he can practice, because all this credit goes to him, because this is we are not developed. So that's HR Sheshadri Iyer, the New Techniques of Prediction. So very few astrology students they are studying these type of techniques. So what I request the viewers of this Minute Online YouTube channel, all the listener of my speech, I request kindly study these 0 Rasis, Yogi, Avayogi and Dagda Rasi concepts. More beautiful points you will get it. And then finally, before concluding this, how to apply this to DBA, Dasha Bhakti and Antara. So suppose some people will say, sir, I am running Venus Dasa, still I am not getting a good result. All these things problems will come. Sir, this Dasa Bhakti is very good for me, but still I am not getting the good results. Do I really doubt whether astrology works for me or not, or really science or law, these things are. In that is the case, what I am telling, you have to understand these 0 Rasis, Yogi, Avayogi concept. So Yogi you need not to worry. So you have to understand only the Rasis and Avayogi concepts. So this is 2 important things one has to remember while analyzing the Dasa Bhakti. So what if when Dasanatha becomes Avayogi, so you try to remember. So Shukra, somebody comes and says, Dasa I am running Shukra Dasa, then why I am not getting good results? So when Shukra Dasa started, I sell my property, I sold my vehicles, all these things, all negative happens to me, all these things he may tell. So when that is the case, sometimes what will happen, you will go deep study, the Dasanatha becomes Avayogi. So the Atva running Dasa Lord, and when the running Dasa Lord is an Avayogi for a native, how can he expect a good result? So one has to remember these things. Here they are going to use this yogi avyogi technique properly. So when Dasanatha posited in zero rasis, suppose one point Dasanatha becomes avyogi is negative, or otherwise Dasanatha is good, Dasanatha is not avyogi, is a very good planet to the lagna, but still when the planet is posited in zero rasis. So when Dasanatha posited in zero rasis, again he won't get a good results. When the Dasanatha posited in along with avyogi, then also we don't get any result. Suppose Dasanatha is occupied along with or conjoined with avyogi, then also the Dasanatha cannot able to produce the good results for the native. So these things you have to remember. One thing I am repeating once again because this is a new concept for many. So try to identify the DBLRs. So DBLRs, this is understanding the DBA is also very high this thing because these 5 levels are there in DBA. Dasa, Bhukti, Antara, Sukshma, Prana. When any one of these, because what is Dasa Lord will not give results to all. He will transfer his authority to Bhuktinatha. Bhuktinatha in terms he will transfer to Antarnatha. Antarnatha in terms he will transfer to Sukshmanatha, and Sukshmanatha turns into Prananatha. So when the coordinate relationship among all these 5 planets are good, then only a really good thing will happen to an native. So during any step in these 5 levels, anyone becomes avyogi. There are chances one will become not a yogi. Suppose for example in Antara in few months many Antaras will change. So what we can see in Antara, if the avyogi planet is operating, we are not supposed to do a good thing at that time. We have to stop. So all these things you can analyze with the help of Dasa Bhakti. So when Dasanatha becomes avyogi, you should be very careful. When Dasanatha posited in zero rasis, you should be careful. When Dasanatha posited with avyogi, or you should be very careful. When Dasanatha is posited in avyogi star, you should be very careful. So these 4 points you have to remember for DBA. When I am telling Dasa, it is same replica for Antara, Bhukti, Sukshma, Prana, everything. You can apply. So there is no problem. And another beautiful thing, after this Dasa and this thing, and Muhurta concept, it gives another clues, 2-3 clues in Muhurtas. What will happen? So suppose we select some stars for marriage. So we check the Tarabala. Tarabala also is there. Tarabala comes. So Tarabala, Kshem Tara, Sadhana Tara, all the things we keep. But what he says, the Tara or the star of the particular Muhurta day, the star lord becomes his avyogi for you. Do not choose the particular date. That's what he says. That is the beauty in Muhurta. One has to understand. So what he is telling? So avoid avyogi stars for your Muhurta. That is the one thing. Sir, Bhadhar Nakshatra is very highly auspicious for me, but it is an avyogi star for you. What it can do? Sir, Uttarashada is very highly nakshatra for me. Okay, Uttaratraya means you need not worry. So Uttaratrayas are usually Uttaratraya Nakshatra. Uttaratraya means Uttara, Uttarashada, Uttarabhadra. These 3 are Uttaratraya Nakshatras. These the Uttaratraya Nakshatras are kept for Muhurta, it is good. But if this Uttaratraya Nakshatra becomes avyogi star for you, and what he says, when the Muhurta Nakshatra is a avyogi star, you need not to select a particular day for the auspicious. You avoid. This is the one conditions as per the avyogi he gives. And what next gives? So for the Muhurta, okay, Nakshatra is good, Yogi Nakshatra only, but particular Lagna comes, sir, what a beautiful Lagna, sir, Rishabha Lagnam, Stiru Lagnam, all these things we say. So Rishabha Lagna we keep it, Simha Lagna we may keep it, Tula Lagna, whatever it is. What he says, when the Lagna, the particular Lagna which you are choosing for Muhurta, if it is a zero Rasi for you, you are not supposed to fix that particular Lagna. So based on the Rasi, zero Rasis, you can also check the Muhurta Rasi, Muhurta Lagna Rasi. If it is a zero Rasi, the Lagna is ineffective on the native. That is one gives on the Muhurta and the star, because In the Muhurta, we check only two. One is Tarabala and another is Lagna. So what he says, you should be very careful in the keeping the Muhurta with the, concerning with the zero Rashi and Abhyog. So this is really this for minute corrections, for detailed analysis of the particular horoscope. If you can use this Panchanga Krama, which means Tithi, the zero Rasis, and the Yoga, Yogis, Yogi, Avayogi, zero Rasis. If these three concepts, if you can use very effectively for a minute predictions or a detailed predictions, when suppose sometimes if you are after putting all your effort, if the result is not coming, at the time what you can try to implement these concepts, find out whether the particular Rasi, why this particular result what I am expecting is not coming, maybe because of this Avayogi, maybe because of this zero Rasis. So you will get a very beautiful result. This I am applying for more than a decade. I have given a number of workshops based on this Seshadya technique. So today we don't have especially I don't have any facility to show this with the PowerPoint. Otherwise I would have become a very good PowerPoint presentations. So this is very simple, right? It is available. So please buy two mini books of this NTP of HR Seshadya, New Techniques of Prediction, Part 1 and Part 2 is there. So he gives beautifully, and he has explained even Tattva also, Vara based also, everything is in the two books. So one I can go with this. So with this, I hope the listeners they got some points with this yogi technique and zero Rasi technique. So you be careful with only zero Rasis and the Avayogi. Yogi no problem. Yogi will give always a good result, provided if he posited in the other than zero Rasis and Dusthana, he will give a good result. Only thing is you can make use of this zero Rasis. The zero Rasis become not supposed to become a prime houses for you. Suppose the 10th house becomes the zero Rasis. What is the use? The person will not get a good employment, are suffering and with not getting an employment. So the zero Rasi and Dasa, running Dasa is Avayogi. So all these things you can check and you really will enjoy with this new technical predictions. I hope you got some points from me. So thank you very much, Dr.NVRA Raja, for giving me an opportunity on your 9th year annual celebrations. So my best wishes
Thank you very much.
all of you for all the younger students you are generating through JKR Astrology Foundations. And once again, I wish on behalf of our scope team from Bangalore, all the best wishes for the JKR for in the future also. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kashyap sir. Sri M. Haridas is the retired superintendent of the Astro Institute of Thrissur, Kerala. He is a veteran astrologer of repute based at Thrissur near the famous Guruvayur. He is an expert in Prashna Shastra. Today his presentation is based on Tambula Prashna.
सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा.
Pranams to all. Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmaya Acharya Paryandam Vande Guru Parambaram. Today I present before you Tambula Prashna as required by Dr.NVRA Raja, my dearest Raja sir, Meenatu Junior, my Guruji. Before coming to the subject, a few words about Prashna. Prashna is widely used in South India, particularly in Kerala. Generally, we use horoscope to study a person's experiences, good and bad results of the past, present, and future periods. When a horoscope or correct birth data are not available, we go for prashna. Literally, prashna means question or query. The person who asks question is known as prashta or prichaka. The first and foremost step to make a horoscope is to find the Lagna sign. The sign risen at the time of birth of a child is known as Lagna. This is the first house about whom a study is made. In prashna, the first house is the sign in which prashta is positioned. The sign is known as Arudha. Prashna can be classified in two ways. One is by the method used, Sarna Prashna, Tambula Prashna, Prashna by Kaurikriya, etc. The second one is by requirement of knowledge. When it is required to know the blessings and will of divine spirit or deity, at temple we go for Deva Prashna or Kshetra Prashna. When it is required to know the good and bad results of a family, a Kudumba Prashna or family Prashna will be suggested. When something is lost, Nashta Prashna will be performed. When the lost item is stolen, it is Chora Prashna. The lost item can be found out through a Prashna, and the list is very large. Here our subject is Tambula Prashna. We will now consider how a Tambula Prashna is performed. Tambula Prashna is slightly different in other form of Prashna. Generally, all Prashnas are sign based, but Tambula Prashna is Graha based. In all cases, the finding of Arudha is primarily done. In Swarna Prashna, the Duda places gold coin in any of the 12 signs that gives Arudha. But in Tambula Prashna, the Tambula Graha is found out first from the number of betel leaves given. And by some calculations, the Tambula Graha is found out, and the Graha in which sign Graha occupies is known as Tambula Arudha. The analysis and evaluation is similar in all cases, but still there is difference. The 12 leaves separately portrays each bhava and its own nature and stature. When somebody wants to know something astrologically, we consider a horoscope. The various results are obtained by evaluation of the position of grahas in the natal chart and the Mahadasha and Bhukti running at the moment. The transit position of planets also will be considered for evaluation. In a horoscope, there are 12 signs and planets situated in various signs, and the study is by analyzing the position occupied by them with respect to the 12 houses. Generally, you all know the study is conducted with respect to Lagna or the first house. The finding of Lagna is first done in making a horoscope. In the same way, the first house occupied by the Prashta, or a person known as Prashta who came and occupied the house for asking help. This is known as Arudha, the first house occupied by the Prashna. When somebody comes and approaches the astrologer or Devatna, the astrologer watches and fixes the position of Arudha occupied by the current or Prashta, visualizing the position as to which sign is to be reckoned as Arudha. When it becomes difficult to consider the Arudha, the Devatna will ask the Prashta for fixing the Arudha. A Rashi chakra is drawn, and by performing some pujas, the current or Duda is asked to put a gold coin in any of the 12 signs he likes at the moment. The sign in which he has put the coin is known as Arudha Rashi. This type of prasna is alternatively known as Swarna prasna or Ashtamangala prasna. A Swarna prasna is rather an elaborated one which requires some sophisticated calculations. In some cases, an instant prasna will also be performed. It is alternatively known as Tatkal prasna. Here the Arudha is found by Kauri Kriya. It is done as by chanting mantra and stroking varadigas. The astrologer takes a fistful of kauris and dividing the number by 12, the remainder is taken. The quotient will be normally discarded. The remainder is taken. The remainder indicates the sign. If 1 is the remainder, Mesha will be the sign. For 2, Rishabha will be the sign. For 3, Mithuna, and so on. A prasna can also be performed using ascendant sign risen at any given time. Here, the Arudha is the ascendant sign itself. This is the simplest form of prasna. In Tambula prasna, the Prashta will present or hand over formally a Devatna, bunch of betel leaves along with areca and coins as part of tradition. The Devatna counts the number of betel leaves and after performing some calculations finds out the Tambula Arudha. Now, how should we count the Tambula? The total number of betel leaves presented will be counted first for finding out the Tambula Graha and Arudha thereof. Only 12 numbers of betel leaves are required for performing prasna. So the 12 numbers from the bunch will be taken for evaluation and the others will be discarded. If the prasna is in the morning, the counting should be from top to bottom. The first leaf represents the number 1 of or Arudha. If the prasna is in the afternoon, the counting will be from bottom to top. For this, the bunch will be put upside down and counting from top to bottom as early. The Devatna should watch carefully how the Prashta presents the Tambula, namely whether the tip is facing the Devatna supinely or inverted, placing down or in hand, etc., as this has various results to describe. After presenting Tambula, the Duda or Prashta happens to touch the body part is to be noticed for considering Sprishtanga Rashi. Sometimes the Duda or the Prashta will sometimes after presentation will make some he may scratching his face or something like this. So this is the Sprištanga Rashi considered for calculation of Sprištanga Rashi. Now, there is a dictum for this. Tambula Sankhyam Degunam Sharagnam Saigam Haret Saptaviratra Shishtai Suryadikanam Udayatra Kalpyo Grahodayo Yatra Sa Lagna Rashi. Tambula Sankhyam Degunam. The Tambula number, the number is doubled first. Digunam, doubled first. Further it is multiplied by 5. Sharagnam, multiplied by 5. Saigam, Saegam, 1 is added. And Hared Saptavi, divided by 7. The quotient is normally discarded and the balance is taken. If the balance is 1, Sun is this Tambula Graha. If the number is, remainder is 2, Moon will be the Tambula Graha. 3, Mars will be the Tambula Graha, and so on. When the remainder is 0, it is Saturn. That is 7 will be taken and Saturn will be the Tambula Graha. We have obtained the important benchmark, Aruda, the Tambula Aruda. There are other Arudas also. The sign risen just at the time of presentation of any form of prashna, that is Udaya Aruda will be taken. The sign risen at of presentation is known as Udaya Aruda. In all other different forms of prashna, there are 6 forms of Arudas. Arudodaya Lagnamsha Chatra Sprishtanga Rashaya Chandradishtida Rashishcha Chindyashal Prashnakarmani. The first and foremost is the prime Aruda, that is Swarnaruda, Tambula Aruda, the Aruda obtained by Kauri Kriya, etc., depending upon the type of prashna. Then to Udaya Aruda, the sign risen just at the time of presentation of this prashna is known as Udaya Aruda. At the time of presentation of Tambula or placing a coin, etc., as the case may be. Then Udaya Lagna Navamshaga is another Aruda. Chatrarashi is another Aruda, that is as per the position of the sun at any given time. Now, Chandradishtita Rashi or moon occupied sign is the 5th one, and Sprištanga Rashi is the 6th one. The body part, the prashna, Duda, happens to touch after presentation of Tambula or after putting coin, like that. So, Sprištanga Rashi is also a very important Arudas. So, Arudas are there in any form of prashna. Here, a word about Duta. For finding Swarnaruda, placing the gold coin on the sign of choice is to be done by a little boy or girl or any person who doesn't know anything about this Rashi or its Graha positions. This person is said as Duta. Normally, the placement of coin should be without prejudice of the result in any way whatsoever. This is the reason for this stipulation as explained. In order to achieve this in the presentation of Tambula, it is important that the bunch of betel leaves should not be counted, cleaned or sorted. The bunch of leaves is presented as it is received or procured. The status of the beetle leaves plays a very important role in the prediction results in Tambula Prasna. In Prasna, the position of Bhadha is very important. Bhadhar Rashi or Bhadhar Rashi, as it is often called, is an adverse house which always confers unpleasant or bad results. The Lord of Bhadhar Rashi is in the same way is always bestows adverse results. When the Bhadhar Rashi, when the sign of Aruda sign is a variable sign, the Bhadhar Rashi will be 11th. For fixed sign, it will be 9th. For dual sign, it will be 7th. The Lord of Bhadha sign is always known as Bhadagadiva, who is considered as malefic. Bhadagadiva ruins the good virtues of the house and its influences. Yes, now the state of Tambula supplied is very important. Each leaf and the state of that leaf is very important. Mlanikshatyadyupedam tadayudamavi yadbhava sambandhi patram tasya vyadhyadyanishtam shubhamavi prapti samvardhanadyam. Wilted, cut or torn leaves indicate affliction to the bhava that represents the leaf. And Anguladvayasam yuktam hrasvam dirgham shadangulam dirgha hrasva vihinascha patram bhavasya pushtidam. The beetle leaves should not be too short. The length and breadth, if it is within the range of 2 to 6 inches, indicates nourishment of the bhava. The leaves should be soft and bright in color. Hard and rough leaves indicates affliction of bhavas, and soft leaves good results. Filthy leaves indicates the presence of ghosts, and dust or powder matter indicates obsession by enemies. Chinne tambula patre dhana vibhava krito vairabandho beliyan. Fragmented leaf indicates animosity due to wealth related issues, obsession by ghosts, etc. Dware tambula patre bhavadi khalu nranam purva punyasya dosho. Holes in the leaf indicates loss of merits earned in the previous life, contagious diseases due to sarpakopa, threat of fire accidents, etc. Holes in Tambulapatra is indicative of very bad results. Hole at the top of the leaf indicates the presence of Vanadevada. If it is in the southern side, the presence of ghosts due to unnatural deaths. When the hole is found in western side, that indicates ghost due to death by drowning. If the hole is in the center, haunting may be by death by hanging. Hatred situation on financial matters if the hole is in the northern side of the leaf. Tambulam yadi shuklapaksha janitam dakshannadam sambhaved shuklabham nayada dirgha hraswarahidam no doshidam jandubhi. The beetle leaf born in the brighter face of moon with raised side, right side and brilliant look, without too small or large in size, and also without attack by worms, confers good longevity, happiness and financial gains to the Prashna. Stulabhischa sirabhilatta belayuk nachobanam prichadam Dirghayushyagaram sukhartha jayadam bhavasya pushtipradam. In the same way, betel leaves springed in the darker face of moon, raised left hand side, attacked by vermins, filthy and fragmented, improportionate sized, etc., confers diseases, threat of life, etc. The Tambula leaf is a very divine leaf. What are the presence of in Tambula? We can just examine that. Tambulagre nivasadirama madhyadovagadisha. Here, the top of the Tambula is considered as the abode of goddess Lakshmi and that of Saraswati at the center. Sometimes you may notice that while we chew Tambula, the tip of Tambula leaf will be taken and put on your forehead like this. And the bottom will be cut and removed because the bottom is Prishte Jeshta. Jeshta is located in the bottom half. Prishte Jeshta Himagiri Sutanyadobu. At the bottom is goddess Jeshta. A Jeshta goddess is generally considered an adverse goddess. Parvati on the left, Bhumi Devi on the right. Andar Vishnur Bahiruduvadi Shankara Jaujakone. Vishnu at the inner side, Moon at the outer. Shiva and Brahma are at angles. Shakraditya Vuveri Madana Sarvado Nagavalya. Indra and Aditya are on the upper side and Kamadeva on whole side of the leaf. So it is generally known as Nagavalli. The Tambula is generally known as, it's a very auspicious one. Now, let us consider what is the result of the planet that become Tambula Graha. Dukkhaya Bhanurudida Sukhagrit Shashanka. The Tambula Sankhya, when doubled, multiplied by 5, 1 added, and divided by 7, and if the remainder is 1, that indicates sun, the planet. The result is sorrow. Dukkhaya Bhanu. When Tambula Graha comes as sun, that indicates sorrow. Sukhagrit Shashanka. When it is moon, that indicates happiness. Prashtu Kuja Kalahagart Dhanadautna Jivo. When Mars is the Tambula Graha, quarrel is the Mercury. If it is 4, it will be Mercury, 5 Jupiter, etc. 4 Mercury and Jupiter and above all give good financial results. Financial fortune, I mean. Shukrakhilabhivagrit Maranayamando Lagnadi Bhava Vihagaischa Vadid Phalani. If Venus is the Tambula Graha, the result will be gain of all desired. When it is the remainder is 0, it will be Saturn, and that indicates death, ruin, or moksha. Normally, Tambula is presented to the Devatna by large number. It should not be counted before presentation. Out of sheer ignorance, some may present them in less in number also. If the number is less than 12, we cannot evaluate the 12 houses using Tambula. Even in that situation also, we can evaluate the Prashna Rashi and according to the planetary position we can give the result. Now let us think the result as per the number of leaves given. Tambula megam dukkhaya dudiyam tu dhanakshayam. If the betel leaves given is only one, then it indicates sorrow. If it is two, that is dhanakshayam, that is financial loss. Tridiyam tu vinashaya, destruction is indicated if it is 3. 4 and 5 and above indicate excellence. In any form of prashna, the first and foremost lookout is to see how Jupiter is positioned. The position of Jupiter will indicate the blessing of Almighty. Sarveshwaranam dishanesti nityam sanidhyamasmad dishane anugule. Sarveshwaranam dishane nityam asti. The divine presence of all gods are available. If Jupiter is favorable, all gods are happy and they will if Jupiter is adversely positioned, that is 3, 6, 8 or 12, the result will be adverse result will be there. The position of Jupiter with respect to each Aruda will be verified first and evaluated generally. So far, we have considered the preliminary requisites to perform a Tambula Prashna. As the subject is very vast, we will confine our explanation to a single subject, for example, marriage. The method will be similar in all other cases, namely career, procurement of land, putting up of house, etc. Here, in today's Prashna, we have received 26 numbers of Tambula. So, when the 26, it should be doubled first. When it is doubled, 52 will be the number. It is further multiplied by 5. The amount will be 260. When one is added, it will be 261. And dividing 7, 2 will be the remainder. As 2 is remainder, moon is the Tambula Graha. In today's Prashna, moon's sign is here. So here Tambula Aruda is moon sign, that is Cancer or Karkadaga. In Vivaha Prashna, we can evaluate bride's indications using the state of Tambula Aruda Adhipa and groom's explanation by 7th house. The first leaf will give the information about the bride in Vivaha Prashna. The outward appearance, charm, helpfulness, welfare, fame, general happiness and success in all undertakings. If the leaf obtained is brisk and alive, bright in appearance and without any form of damage, as I explained earlier, a filthy leaf will tell upon the personality of the bride here. Yes, here is the first leaf we have obtained. It's a brisk and alive leaf. So, this represents, if in a Vivaha Prashna, this represents the bride's all results. So, here also, the Tambula Graha is moon, and moon is occupied in its own sign. So, the same result we can evaluate from the sign Rashi chart also. In the same way, all about the groom can be ascertained by the Lord of 7th house. Here, the seventh house, Saturn is occupied in seventh house. Saturn is having its own sign, and this Saturn gives the Shasha Yoga. Generally, if Saturn is posited in seventh house in a female chart, the person, they will be suitable for this girl generally. But as Saturn is posited in its own sign, this Shasha Yoga is there, and so she will have a good groom. In Vivaha Prashna, houses 2, 7 and 11 are very important. So the leaves pertaining to these houses are very important. The leaves pertaining to the houses, if filthy, fragmented or dirty, that will cause delay in getting married, and the problems in married life is if married. Similarly, the leaf pertaining to the sixth house indicates problem in married life, like divorce, etc. If the sixth leaf is bright and healthy, that assures married life free of any problems. Affliction of the sixth house by Rahu or Ketu is an indication of divorce. In the affliction of the sixth house by the aspect or presence of Saturn gives the same results. Here, this is the seventh leaf that indicates the groom's results. Here also we have got a very good leaf that indicates the groom will be a nice gentleman, and here as Saturn is occupied in its own house, that also indicates the Shasha Yoga. The same result indicates here also in this leaf also. No damage or no obstruction or whatsoever. Everything is nice, a brisk and alive leaf. So the groom will be a nice young boy. When will marriage occur? Tambula Graha, the Lord of Tambula Aruda, the sign dispositor of Tambula Aruda Diva, and Lord of Navamsha of these planets confer quick marriage if they are not adversely posited or afflicted. From Tambula Aruda, planet posited in 7th house, planet that aspects 7th house, Lord of 7th house, and sign dispositor of 7th house Lord, the Lord of Navamsha of 7th Lord, Shukra, and planet conjoins Shukra, Moon, the Lord of Navamsha or Lagnadipa. Marriage will occur during the Dasha running of the above or during the Dasha of Rahu or Ketu connected with the above planets. The bhukti of the strongest of the above will confer marriage for sure. The Dasha of the star lord of the above planet is also conducive to marriage. If the Tambula Aruda and the 7th house are afflicted by the presence or aspect of malefic planets, that may cause poor conjugal bliss, delay in marriage, separation, etc. In order to avert this sort of difficulties, some remedial rites such as vrata, homa, dhyana, prayers and atonements, etc. are required. The 7th betel leaf from Aruda shows all about 7th house. In Vivaha Prashna, a brilliant, healthy 7th leaf indicates a good life partner. Just I have already explained. we have got a very good and nice seventh leaf. The second leaf will indicate family happiness, wealth, and all kinds of knowledge. A blemished leaf will indicate lack of happiness in the family. Apart from the condition of the leaf, affliction of the house also is to be considered by the presence or aspects of malefic planets. And this also is to be considered for evaluation of the bhava as the case may be. The third leaf as well as the third house shows courage, vitality, evil inclination, siblings, help, etc. The quality of the third leaf will tell all about the native siblings. Here the Karaga should, if the Karaga will indicate whether the result pertains to sibling or help. While analyzing the various houses and leaves, the bhavas, their lord, karagas, etc. are also to be considered invariably to know the results precisely. The fourth leaf will give the results of mother, relatives, maternal angle, general happiness, house and properties, and house where one is born. Higher studies are also considered here. The Tambula shows progeny. If the leaf is handsome and free of dirt, filthiness, filthiness, fragmentation, and other flaws, progeny is assured. Affliction of the fifth house from Tambula Aruda by Rahu indicates abortion. In the same way, if the fifth leaf is having dirt by dead insects or worm, is an indication of abortion. In Vivaha Prashna, using Tambula, the sixth important. Affliction of the sixth house by Saturn causes divorce. In the same way, Rahu Kedu axis when passes through 612 is an indication of divorce. Saturn in fourth house, Saturn in sixth house, Saturn in ninth house, Saturn in 12th house. All these indicates divorce because aspect of Saturn when falls on sixth house is a strong indication for divorce. In Vivaha Prashna, seventh leaf as well as seventh house is very important. If the seventh house is devoid of any planet and without benefic aspect and with the malefic aspect, it is very difficult to have marriage. Mercury in seventh house for female natives causes her husband to lack virility. In such a situation, if the leaf is blemished and the mid portion that represents Mercury, mid portion of the leaf that represents Mercury, uneven, we can say for sure the result. The person will lack virility. Saturn in seventh house, other than own or exalted, barrenness or sterility of wife will be the result for female natives. For male natives, I mean. The result will be assured when the leaves pertaining to the respective house indicates the status. When the seventh house is movable sign, the husband of the lady, husband will always be a person who regularly travels. The eighth house and eighth leaves signifies ruin of everything. Dangers of evil repute, and cause and place of death, servants, auxiliary house, etc. For female natives, eighth house is the Mangalya Sthana. affliction of the house by malefics indicates Mangalya in danger. Presence of Ketu in the 8th, and at this time the lord of the house, if it is in debility, that indicates impotency for male natives. For female natives also, the above situation ensues sexual problems. The state of the leaf that represents 8th house will also show the situation. All these are to be checked. When our Lagnadhipa is seen adversely posited in 8th house and 8th leaf seen blemished, clearly that is an indication of evil repute or scandal. Sarva pranasho vivatopavado hedu pradesho maranasya dasa mathadigam veshma gadascha vigna vijindaniya punarashtamana. This is the dictum for the results of 8th house. Ruin of all, sarva pranasho, accidents and scandal, evil inclination, evil repute, etc. are considered by 8th house. In such a situation, if the 8th house is afflicted and the 8th leaf is bad, blemished, we should verify the 4th house as well as 9th house, because 4th house that considers morality and 9th house dharma. The native lacks sadachara and dharma. If these two houses are afflicted, the native will be inclined to unscrupulous indulgence. The 9th house and the leaf pertaining to this indicates fortune, dharma, kindness, father, grandchildren, spiritual cost, etc. A blemished 9th leaf will indicate poor righteousness and unconventional means the native may follow. The career situations are evaluated by 10th house and connected leaf. The 11th house indicates everything. Gain of everything desired, sukram, money gain, etc. The leaf pertaining to this house should be larger in comparison with the 12th house, because 12th house is the house of sinful actions, expenditure, duskritam, loss of position, etc. If this leaf is larger than that of 11th, 11th house is money gain and 12th house is money loss or expenditure. So if the 12th leaf is large, expenditure will be large. So generally, that not only that indicates dushkritam. Always there should be sukritam larger than dushkritam. So 11th leaf should larger than the 12th house. That is very important. Unlike other forms of prasna, the state of betel leaves plays a vital role separately in predictive aspects. Apart from this, the lord of the house and karaka should also be given importance. So far, I have given a concise explanation about how a Tambula Prasna is performed. I have not included a detailed analysis, but the method to follow only. Thank you for watching my presentation. And so far, I hope that I could put a few coins to your collection of knowledge box and enjoy the session. I also take this opportunity to sincere gratitude to Dr. NVRA Raja, my dearest Raja sir, for inspiring me in this venture.
Thank you very much, sir. I am sure all of you would have enjoyed today's presentations. Please stay at home, stay safe and blessed. With a promise to return tomorrow with more interesting presentations, I invite Dr. K.V. Saravana Kumar, Faculty and Secretary, JKR Working Committee, to present vote of thanks.
Pranam to Puja Guruji and Pranam to my Guru Dr. NVRA Raja sir. Good afternoon to everyone. At the end of the day, it is time to bring an eventful day to a conclusion by expressing our gratitude to everyone for making successful first day of 9th annual day. So I wish to thank all the speakers for their interesting presentation. By sending their materials, PPTs well in advance, they have made it comfortable for our technical team headed by our chairman to compile all sequence for proper presentation. So my first vote of thanks goes to the technical team. My heartful gratitude to dignitaries from Yoga Sanskritam University, the Chancellor Dr. B.V.K. Shastri Garu, Vice Chancellor in Vedanga Jyotishya Dr. NVRA Raja Garu, CEO Dr. Kashyap Prabhakar Garu, Dr. Watana from Thailand, and our trustees. Without your presence, there would be no inspiration for our speakers, sir. Thank you all for taking time off to be with us today. We are thankful to the committee members who made today very interesting under the leadership of Sri Premraj Garu, the President. I am grateful to the members of JKR Astro Research Foundation and trustees for supporting today's event. Then it is you all sitting patiently in front of your systems for more than 5 hours and listening to the speakers and encouraging them with lively comments in the chat box. Finally, I would like to conclude by reminding everyone that we have another interesting and wonderful day of celebrations tomorrow as mentioned in the program sheet. Looking forward to your presence tomorrow also. Thank you very much to all of you.